It's a place where heroes are born and legends are created. Many will come to conquer it, but only one will tame it. This one person will be our champion. Their time is now. The mountain is calling.
Welcome everyone to V8s Online's live coverage of Race of Champions 6 presented by Oceanic Sim Racing, supporting the McGrath Foundation, here for the first ever endurance challenge at Mount Panorama Bathurst. Jay Kennedy in the host chair, joined by a very special guest for the moment, racing in tonight's Race of Champions, Stephen Sandman Clark. Mate, you've got the best seat in the house for this one.
It'd be nice to be a little bit further up the grid, but anyway, 29th out of 50 odd cars tonight. Going to be a heck of a lot of fun, and mate, I can't wait.
Yeah, it should be a fantastic race. We've got 50 drivers confirmed for tonight. Not all of them in the session at the moment, which is a warm-up session. Still about 25 minutes to go. But some interesting names and some interesting times being posted as well. It's definitely a mixed-up field.
Yeah, a little bit different weather conditions that we faced yesterday. Of course, yesterday we had the 1 hour qualifying session followed by the top 10 shootout. So a fantastic, unique format for iRacing, but something that we're obviously familiar with Bathurst. So, but yeah, there's a bit of a breeze and the times are tumbling a little bit. So everyone's having a good time by the looks of it.
Yeah, just looking at the weather conditions, the temperature's a little bit warmer from yesterday, but the wind is a massive factor. It's really strong, blowing straight down Conrod Straight. So just like in real life, Bathurst 1000 this year, Thursday practice, really strong headwind down Conrod. So it slowed the cars up quite considerably, about half a second off the pace to a second off the pace for some guys.
Yeah, one of the big keys too for today is it'll be a little bit easier on the car because as you're coming into the chase, if anyone who tuned in for the broadcast yesterday, you would have noticed just how long that we're on the rev limiter for. So that sort of helps with our engine wear a little bit as the race goes on. 61 laps, we're going to have our work cut out for us. So yeah, as much as the wind is slowing us up a little bit, it's actually a little bit kinder to the cars.
A few names that didn't actually do any practice last night weren't able to join the practice or qualifying sessions. Shane Van Gisbergen on track, Renz Brookman on track. They're two guys that you'd almost have money on to win this thing. But yeah, they're going to have a really tough time starting back in the 40s on the grid.
Yeah, that's right. And of course, Shane's obviously no stranger to this joint, but he had it too before it was actually released to the public and sort of helped out with a bit of feedback. So he knows the place, and no doubt he'll quickly carve through the field, and he can take his time as long as he stays out of trouble. I think everyone's just a little bit nervous with the opening laps with the amount of cars we've got. So I think if he just stays out of trouble, he'll be fine. So expect him and the other guys to come through the field. I think that'll be interesting to watch, actually.
So I've looked at the track preview. Track we know very, very well. Bathurst, Mount Panorama Circuit. A little bit faster pit lane speed limit than we would see in the V8 supercars in real life. So 60k per hour speed limit. That will come into effect. We're expecting 3 pit stops. 23 turns, of course. 6.2 k's in length. The most iconic circuit as an Australian in the world, we would believe, but one of the most iconic in the world anyway.
That's right. It's amazing to actually listen to some of the feedback in the open sessions through the week as Bathurst has been released. There's so many people from Europe and America. They're just saying just how good this racetrack is, and we sit and hoot and holler about it and just brag about how good it is. But it's actually good to hear that feedback from everyone else around the world. So we're excited to have it on iRacing and chuffed to bits that we're actually racing and broadcasting here on V8's Online.
We're about 20 minutes away from the actual big race, which we cannot wait for. It's going to be a fantastic one tonight. We've currently got 43 drivers in the session. A few guys that haven't posted laps yet, but a few guys just starting to join now. Interesting to note, Madison Down yet to post a lap in the warm-up session. Starting from pole, fellow driver on the front row, Josh Muggleton, 4th fastest in the current practice session. But Richard Hampstead, Renz Brookman and Lee Day, fastest 3 drivers on track at the moment.
Yeah, it didn't take long for Renz to get up there, did it? But everyone may have different strategies coming into practice, though. We don't have to worry about the one-lap shootout now, and so everyone's just sort of getting their eye in now and getting a bit of a feel of how these cars will react over a long-distance run. So depending on how much practice these guys have had with full tanks and watching as the tyres go off, that's probably what some of these guys are doing. And if you look at the times sort of somewhere towards the bottom of the grid, you're looking at sort of some of the guys are lapping in 2 minute 13. So definitely they're just taking it easy and just sort of getting their eye in.
Interesting, just looking at some of the liveries the guys are running. Let's see if we can get a shot of Shane Van Gisbergen. He's running his V8 Super Tourer livery tonight.
Yeah, nice little touch there.
Looks rather nice.
Yeah, and ragging it as he always does. VIP. Terrific racing, and more of the actual full-time V8 Supercar drivers, along with obviously Shane and Scotty, they're making the trip over there, so really making it exciting.
There's about 10 or 12 current V8 drivers over there at the moment. They're endurance mode in New Zealand, so a lot of the guys over there to drive and team up with the New Zealand regulars. I think Nick Percat picked up a win over the last weekend. I think I'm right there. Probably not, now that I say that.
I'm going to say you are, because I don't know.
Here I am waiting for you to back me up and go, yes, you're right, and you don't even help me out. Thanks, mate.
Hey, I got to stick it to you a little bit, seeing that this will be your last broadcast for a little while.
Yeah, it is a little bit of a sad night, but yeah, we'll be hanging up the microphone after tonight for a little while, having a bit of a rest, and I know you'll be in safe hands having Leo take over from me. You two guys done a great job when I've been unable to commit fully last season, so love listening to you boys working together.
And while we got a chance too, we appreciate all your hard work and time and effort that's gone into V8 Online. You're going to be missed, there's no doubt about that, and it's a new era, but I'll tell you what, if you're going to go out with a final broadcast, this is not a bad place to do it.
I was going to retire last week, but then when we decided we were changing Race the Champions to Bathurst, I just had to be in it. And after last night, how could you not? Last night was one of the most amazing nights we've ever broadcast. Qualifying at Bathurst, that was brilliant. And then to top it off with a top 10 shootout, that was one of the most fantastic nights we've ever done at V8's Online, and definitely a great way to go out.
You're not wrong. I had mixed feelings because although we were supposed to be commentating the thing, I think all of us were just in awe of what was happening, and I think the commentating was a little bit average last night just because we were enjoying it too much.
We were all watching straight away. We didn't really want to say anything because the action on track said everything that we needed to say. It was brilliant to watch last night. Absolutely loved it, and tonight should be brilliant. Of course, we will see carnage. We know that, and fingers crossed it won't be lap one. We will have race control active. They will be putting out live penalties, so the guys will be a lot more careful because they all want to win this one. This is the biggest race of champions we've ever had.
That's right, and you're talking Bathurst too. I mean, I know we've had races for week 13 and all that, but in everyone's eyes, this is going to be the first win at Bathurst. So everyone's keen. Everyone's going to have a red hot go. But at the same time, we've got we've got a great amount of drivers that are involved in this race, and everyone's going to have a bit of a level head as far as they know it's a long distance race. They're not going to have someone just, well, I hope someone's not just going to dive up the inside on lap 1, because 61 laps around here, I think it's going to be, I don't know, about 2.5 hours maybe race length or something in that sort of time vicinity. So everyone's going to be smart about it, and I think we're in for a real cracker.
Yes, it'll be between 2.5 and 3 hours, depending on how many safety cars we get. The guys will get a fast tow, so what that means for you guys that aren't familiar with iRacing, the guys will basically get a backup car. If they crash early on, they can go back to the pits, get a backup car once their car's towed back, and they can go back out on track again. So guys will understand that they've got that chance to come back, but once it's gone, and you don't want to be that guy that ruins it. Right, just looking at the time, Madison Downs just lit it up first lap out on track, he goes to P2, so you don't want to be that guy that ruins it for everyone early on.
That's exactly right. Like I said, everyone knows, everyone watches these races enough to know that you don't win it on the first lap. Totally different to some of the longer races that we think 30 laps around Phillip Island or something like that. But 60 laps around here, you really need to get yourself into a rhythm and don't wear yourself out too much on the first couple of laps, because it's an endurance race, and it's probably the longest race we've ever had for a Group E Supercar. There looks like Mr. Kennedy's just having a couple of technical issues, and just dropped out of the commentary box there for a moment, so we'll get him back. But as you can see, the cars they're on track at the moment, and they're just making the most of this time they've got. Still, we're looking at 45 minutes, almost 45 minutes approaching this session. So different strategies there, and for the moment it's Scott Lumberton who's gone to the top of the time sheets, 206.892, the first car in the sixes for this evening. So everyone just getting used to it, just getting a good feel for these cars, and everyone's giving a fair bit of give and take, which is good. So although it doesn't mean too much, the top 10 in warm-up so far, Josh Lumberton, like I just touched on, 206.892, followed by Richard Hampstead, 207.022, Madison Down in third, Lee Day in fourth, Brendan Brooklyn in fifth, Bo Cubis in sixth, Scott Uren in seventh, John Emerson eighth, Shane Van Gisbergen in ninth, and Matty Hill running at top 10. So not a lot in it for the top 10 there, but it's just, like I said, just getting a bit of a feel for these cars. It's actually good to see these cars around the mountain. We've been waiting a long time here at iRacing for Bathurst to be released, and I think, I guess in the early days I was a little bit sceptical. I wasn't quite sure whether we'd be fortunate enough to have this circuit, but it's so exciting to have it on iRacing. The amount of people that have been on the service through the weeks has been just extraordinary, and then the turnout that we've got here to have in the vicinity of 50 plus drivers for Race of Champions is pretty special, and I think we're in for an absolute cracker of a race tonight. Of course, one of the things that you'll notice coming into tonight too, a couple of different drivers out there with different war paints. We know that silly season has raised its head again, and a couple of drivers have moved around, and there's a couple of different liveries on the cars, and it's probably one of the most exciting things we look forward to at the start of a new season, that everyone's got a fresh coat of paint with different sponsors, and exciting driver lineups, and we say it every year, it's going to be a great season of racing, and the amount of drivers and the talent that's out there is excellent, and really looking forward to the kick-off of next season.
me off altogether. Sorry about that. I'm back.
That's all right, mate.
Didn't mean to leave you there, mate.
It's all right. I was just boring all of our viewers with my. I was just sort of talking to myself, but you can see the top of the times now. Renz Brookman's now the second driver into the sixes, so 2:06.798 over Josh Muddington.
So the timing list will start to light up in the last 10 minutes before we get into this race. The guys will start to really pick up the pace, push the car as hard as they can now, try and work out what they've got, work out their fuel numbers as well now, because that's going to be something a lot of guys will be worried about or tested with now, is fuel numbers.
No, we've had a couple of people mention fuel numbers, but of course everyone's racing against each other, so you don't have to tell them porcupines or not. But everyone's got the data in these cars that we can sort of judge our fuel usage and how much is left in the tank to pretty much the last millimetre of fuel that's in the tank. So it's going to be a good race, and that's an exciting part of having such a long distance race too.
Might head to one of the organisers of this fantastic event, Simon Black, joining us again. G'day, Simon. Very good, mate. I'm getting excited. I'm getting nervous. How are you feeling, mate?
Yeah, a little bit excited and a little bit nervous as well. Had a lot to do, so I haven't had a lot of time to practice, so just going to try and be safe at the start here, I think.
Starting from the pits, is that going to be something you're thinking about?
It crossed my mind, but at the same time, it's Bathurst and there's lots of cars, so I think I'll start back and enjoy the exciting moment and just try and be careful.
I think that's the answer to every question you have. It's Bathurst. It's Bathurst.
Yep. So yes, I'll take the chance because I want to be out there on the grid at the start.
Now, I believe Race Control will be having a bit of a chat to the drivers very soon as well.
Yes, in the next couple of minutes, Mike will call a drivers' meeting and they'll go through some of the basics for the race tonight.
I think a few of the drivers might forget some of the basics once the green light drops. Bathurst.
Yes. Could be a bit hectic at the start, but I'm hoping everyone has a safe race and they all get through it so that they can have a lot of fun.
It should be a good one tonight.
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, mate, we're having a bit of a talk, Jay and myself, and saying we've got a pretty good level head of drivers that are in the server. It's not like we just jump into a random server and everyone's having a red hot go. These guys have been racing these cars for a little while, and everyone enjoys it and everyone wants to go the distance. So I think, as excited as everyone is, I think you probably will see a little bit of patience in the opening laps. So that's what I hope so anyway.
Yeah, and most people... most of the drivers out there have raced with each other as well, which was one of the things we considered, so they all know each other on track a little bit as well, so that should help.
Yeah, most of the guys are fairly familiar with the V8 Supercar. A few guys that don't race it all that often, but yeah, it should be good to watch. Especially guys that are maybe not as strong in the V8, their sort of strategy behind this. Guys that are quick but not as quick in the V8. It'll be really interesting to watch how that pans out with those guys. Likes of James Stevenson, very, very quick in other cars, maybe not as quick in the V8 Supercar, been very quick in other race of champions. He might be a dark horse here tonight.
Yeah, there's quite a few guys in there that have got some very good sim racing experience, even though they haven't raced the V8 a lot recently, but yeah, so it should be good to see how they go.
Well, mate, we'll let you go and do a couple of laps practice. If go for it, go say.
I was just going to say I might do a couple of shout-outs to people that have helped us. Like to thank Marty, Mike, Henry, Andy, Matt, Dave, you guys from V8s Online, Seb, Jay, Leo, Des, Callie from the McGrath Foundation for all their support, and that brings me to, if you can do anything to donate towards the cause, they do a fantastic job, so anything you can donate will definitely help, so please go to the link that's on the screen at the top, I think, at the moment, and donate anything you can. That'd be fabulous.
Yeah, donate.v8online.com.au will take you to the McGrath Foundation donate page.
Alrighty,
Also,
guys.
While we got you here too, mate, a big congratulations and a big thanks as well for putting all this together. I know everyone really does look forward to it come the end of a racing season. So a big thanks to you, and yeah, let's all have a good race, eh?
Yeah, thanks for that. I hope everyone does have a great race.
Even if it flops tonight, it's still been a success, mate. Last night was one of the most unbelievable things we've ever seen, and tonight, if it's half as good as last night, it'll still be brilliant.
Yeah, I hope it is, guys.
I hope so too, mate. Thank you.
I better go and get strapped in. I'll see you afterwards.
Get your race suit on, mate.
Have a great night, guys.
See you, pal.
Thanks, mate. 7 minutes to go, Sam. Are you starting to get excited?
Yeah, I had to go and jump in the old girl just to do a couple of laps, but
That
yeah,
is you on track. I was wondering whether that was you or not sneaking a couple of laps in, but yes, it is.
yeah, that's
How
me
are you finding
running
the
wide.
conditions? Honestly, how are you finding the conditions in comparison to last night?
I think it's good that we're sort of not bouncing off the rev limiter. You really notice this sort of straight line speed coming up out and straight. So not too bad. I think it's good for racing. If you were trying to go hard and go fast for qualifying, you'd probably be wanting different conditions. But I think for the race, it doesn't matter too much. I think it's actually a nice twist, and they've probably given it a bit of thought, which is good to have us not bouncing off the rev limiter as such. So it's good. I think it's actually quite good.
Is it a chance that we'll see a bit of passing because of that? A bit more wind down Mountain Straight, so guys will be able to throw it up there, and a bit slower down Conrod, so guys will be able to throw it in there.
Yeah, the draft. I've already noticed the draft just in tonight's session. So I think that's going to play a big key, which is brilliant. So yeah, especially there'll be a couple of brave souls, hopefully not racing side by side into the chase, but you're definitely going to get a good run if you're tucked up behind someone.
So we'll take a quick break with 6 minutes to go. You're watching V8 Online's live coverage of OSR's Racer Champion 6 from Mount Panorama Bathurst, proudly supporting the McGrath Foundation.
It's a place where heroes are born and legends are created. Many will come to conquer it, but only one will tame it. This one person will be our champion. Their time is now. The mountain is calling.
Everyone back to their pit stall, please. One from you for race briefing.
Welcome back to V8 Online's live coverage of Racer Champions 6 from Mount Panorama Bathurst, proudly presented by Oceanic Sim Racing, proudly supporting the McGrath Foundation. We're just back in time to hear drivers briefing. All the guys making their way back to the pits. We'll go to the track.
Engine, can you escape, please?
Waiting for the last couple of drivers to exit their cars to listen to drivers briefing.
Engine, car 78, please exit the circuit now. Thank you. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Racing Champions. Thank you all for coming along and your kind donations and supporting of the McGrath Foundation. OSR is proud to bring this event to you, and we look forward to a fantastic race and hope you all have a good time. There are a few points we need to go over. First of all, at the start, it's an extremely long race. We expect all of you to take due care and diligence in your driving. We don't want the track blocked. This is our greatest fear. and it will ruin everyone else's race. So we ask you all to take care. Secondly, there will be some drivers starting from the pit lane. Those drivers who do start from the pit lane, you will move, when you are released in-game, you will move to the end of the pit lane and wait there until race control releases you. Whether the pit lane is open or closed, you have to wait until all cars pass and we will release you from there. In regards to that too, we have some drivers who were unable to attend qualifying last night. Those drivers will be starting at the back of the grid. There are some quick drivers in there. We ask, firstly, those drivers take care, patience. Again, it's a long race with the guys in front as they come through the field. We also ask those drivers who are mid to rear of the field, when you see those faster drivers coming, have a think about whether you want to race them on that 1, 2 or 10 in regards to a 61 lap race. It's your call, but as always, we expect good, safe, clean driving from all drivers. We do have the safety car available to us this evening. We can deploy it. If it's deployed, it cannot be recalled. It will be on track for 2 laps before it automatically goes in and releases the race unless we extend that. Now, in regards to pitting under the yellow, be aware the game is still set with NASCAR rules, which means if you transverse the pit lane distance, which is shorter than the actual track distance to get to the pit line where you enter, and you are out of race position, if you are ahead of the car that you were following, you will get a pit lane penalty. If you are on the track and that happens, the same thing can happen to you. So be very aware, if you pit under safety car, it is at your own risk. We ask all drivers to be aware if they see cars peeling in to try and not issue penalties inadvertently. However, if we do see drivers making a deliberate attempt to get up to the car in front of them and give somebody a pit lane penalty or vice versa by slowing down, we will issue those drivers with a pit lane infringement. In regards to pit infringements, there will be 2 types of drive-through tonight. One we will issue through the game, which will issue you with a black flag. The second one will be verbal, and you will get a PM, and you'll be notified of it. You are to serve that within 2 laps. We will be issuing an admin to watch to make sure that you actually take that drive-through. It is a straight drive-through, and you are not allowed to pit. In other words, you simply must transverse the grid. Good luck, gentlemen. Drive safe. Have a great time. And we'll see you all at the end with a winner.
There we have race control. We'll go
Thank you,
straight
Mike.
to the
Good
starting
luck,
grid.
everybody. Hope you have a great
Madison
race.
down from pole. Josh Muggleton second. This has got to be quick. Richard Hampstead third. Lee Day fourth. Uren, Emerson, Fabian, Cubis, O'Brien and Ford from the top 10 shootout last night. Then it's Tony Autridge, Matt Nethercote, James Stevenson, James McKnight, Matthew Hill, Jared Filsell, Chris Stone, Damien Butler, Tobias Zerny, Marty Atkins, Wayne C. Burke, Matthew Barron, Richard Hunter, Marlon McMullen, Dave Oliver, Corey Osborne, Guy Leach, Dale Nish, Sam Ann Clark, Henry King, Vit Solomon, Carwin Mabe, Simon Black, Matthew Burnett, Reese Gardner, Paul Keegan, George Fullerton, Sanjan Deliak, Michael Manley, Gavin Sadler, Dylan Shepherd, Chris Tarrant, Renz Brookman, Christian Elwood, Shane Van Gisbergen, Barry Brown, Jason Black, and Koroloff and Wallace are not racing. Here we go. Jay Kennedy and Desmond Hallam here for the Race of Champions 6. We are underway, 61 laps of Bathurst. Got one car down the escape road at Hell Corner. Matt Nethercote's gone straight ahead. A couple of guys in the pit lane. We're all safe through turn 1. Down from Muggleton.
Yeah, good evening, Jay.
How are you, mate? Looks like we're getting through turn 1 and 2 okay. I'm a bit shocked.
Yeah, all clean through Griffins.
Cars have now been released from pit lane, and it's nice and clean coming up the Reed Park as well. Great driving, guys.
Yeah, out of the cars that started at the back, we've got Marty Atkins, Michael Manley, Chris Tarrant, and Gavin Sadler.
The Muggleton are down at the front. They're already into it. Muggleton tried to have a little bit of a look at for a but he's got a bad run down Conrad. And I do not believe it. I think we're going to get through lap 1 without any casualties.
This has been unbelievable. Great lap by everyone.
At the line, it will be down from Muggleton. Hampstead in 3rd. Day in 4th. Got your in 5th. John Emerson 6th. Bo Cubis, Michael Fabian in 4th. Dean O'Brien, your top 10 at the moment. Done it, we've made it through a lap. Great job, guys.
Wow, I'm speechless. I'm sorry, guys.
I'm a bit shocked myself, mate. See a bit of a move down the straight. We see a lot of moves passing into Griffin's Bend tonight. We'll also see a lot into the chase with the wind and the draft. Guys are moving very, very quick through the gears. They're in 6th for quite a lot of mountain straight, which doesn't happen very often in real life, only with a very, very strong wind.
Yeah,
On screen, our good friend returning picture-in-picture.
Yeah, I'm still. I've got 2 jobs at the moment, but I've been checking out Shane Van Gisbergen's charge through the pit.
Doing pretty well already. He's already up to P32. About 20 seconds behind the leaders. He started back in 44th, I think it was, 45th. Good bit of driving already to get so far through the field.
Yeah, the person that's got the most experience here, and you can just see the way that he drives the car.
He's got his teammate just ahead of him now in Henry King, who just gets past. Go back to the front, 4th, 5th. Battle change for 4th position. Scott, you're in up the inside of Lee Day. Won't be too much going on with the teammates there, new teammates.
Yeah, Scott with some fairly early pace, so they obviously just letting him through. Let the quick guy out front and follow him and chase down these front 3 that's just got a bit of a 2-second gap on them. So
bit of a teammate change of position there. With Dean O'Brien getting past Dan Ford.
Madison down, he had a great Griffin's Bend there. He's just jumped to a 1-second lead.
Yeah, great start already. Fastest lap already by over half a second over his nearest competitor, or by half a second.
And Josh Muggleton, he was within 5/10 of Muggleton as they turned up Hell Corner, but down just ultra committed over Skyline.
Yeah, Mugger had a little bit of a moment through Reed Park as well, so he's dropped back a little bit and Hampstead's closing. The front 3 already pulled a pretty big gap, about 4 seconds ahead. 4-second gap between Down and Uren. This is the battle for the guys that we've saw last night trying to get into that top 10 shootout. They're battling on track because they were so close in times then. They're so close now. Tony Autridge 11th, James Stevenson 12th, Matthew Hill 13th, James McKnight 14th, Jared Philsell in 15th. Autridge using all the track.
While you're watching that, I'm watching Renz Brookman muscling his way. He's got Dylan Shepherd in front of him, and
Gotta use this draft, Brookman. Oh, don't do it, Renz. Round the outside. Gets it. Good move.
Reece Gardner's had a big moment at Murray's, and he's dropping back through the pack. Kept the car off the wall and off any other cars, but he's lost 3 spots.
Now Lee Day having a couple of internet issues and he's actually lost a bit of time. He's now got Bo Cubis right up behind him. John Emerson right there as well. Michael Fabian on this pack too.
Right on board with Bo Cubis.
We're trying to work out, guys' calculators were going crazy working out fuel numbers. We're expecting it'll be 3 full tanks plus about half to 3/4 of a tank. So some guys might opt to use that 3/4 of a tank now, get that out of the way early, and then go 3 full tanks at the end. But of course, safety cars, you don't know when they're going to come. It's giving you an ice cream headache trying to work it out. Oh, Reece Gardner's had an incident. Reece Gardner's in the fence. Sorry guys, Reece Gardner's in the fence at the Essence. Had a big moment. So the gap from first to second is almost 2 seconds now, and Hampstead is closing that gap ever so slightly to Muggleton. We'll have a look at picture-in-picture of the replay with Reece Gardner. Looks like he may have actually been turned around there. Almost on his roof. Unlucky for Reece, already having a bit of trouble with his car. Richard Hunter also just looking, he's actually in for a pit stop. Richard Hunter in the lane. A bit of damage to his car too. Oh, Dale Niche had a big one. Carwin May, they're stuck at the cutting. That's a big incident. A big moment there between May and Cubis. See if we can get a replay on screen. Here, Reece Gardner's also blown his engine after that one, so he's back in the pits. But only took 5 laps before we had our 4 laps before we had our big one. He was thinking about having a look at Lee Day there. Fingers crossed, I think we're about to get a replay through the incident with Dale Niche. He's just done it all himself at Carwin. Nowhere to go. big contact into Niche, and that's hurt both of their races. Carwin's continued on, still out on track. I think he will make an entry to the lane here this lap by, but he's really struggling. Have a look how close this is now for second and third. Muggleton's really aggressive with those rear tyres. Back in the pack, we'll go to another battles throughout the field. It's hard to keep up with what's going on. Matthew Barron, Dave Oliver, these guys are going at it, and see another couple of battles forming just ahead. Damien Butler, Marlon McMullen, Wayne C. Burke, those guys have been going at it for a couple of laps too. Now that battle between Aldridge, Stevenson, Hill and McKnight is still going on as well. Oh, something's happened to Jared Filsell. Big moment at Forest Elbow, facing the wrong direction. Looking, he's done it all himself. Too much brake pressure, he's locked it up coming down the hill and looped it around. Unlucky for Jared. Struggling to get it going. He's lost a lot of positions. He was back in about 15th or 16th. He's now back to 37th. This really hurts, these sort of crashes.
Oh, you just had to sit there and wait for the whole pack to go past.
Van Gisbergen made his way up to 23rd, but have a look how close it is. Hampstead's actually got through on Muggleton while we were looking at that incident. I'm going to replay of that pass. Hearing that they may have made contact actually in the pass, so fingers crossed we get a shot very soon. So here's the replay of the pass on screen coming into the chase. Big dive from Hampstead. And a little bit of contact there. Good pass though. Now, real life commitments are terrible sometimes. Finally joining me in the box, Leo Gray. G'day, mate.
Long way from Brisbane to Bathurst, but we're here now.
Flight, mate. Pretty quick flight.
Oh, what have I missed? Get me up to speed, guys.
No major crashes yet. No major casualties. That's it. We've made it through lap 1. No safety cars. There you go.
Well, I'm glad you're here, Leo. I'm going to go jump into my director's chair and try and bring you better pips. Enjoy it, Leo.
Oh, thanks a lot, guys. Thanks for helping out. Very excited to see exactly what the rest of this race has got left. So where are we now? Lap 7.
We're about to become lap 8. We might run through the top 10 as it stands right now. Madison down, about to cross the line, completing lap 7 of 61. Richard Hampstead now in P2 after that pass on Josh Muggleton, P3, who's now under attack from Scott Uren, who's closed up very, very quickly in the last couple of laps. Bit of a gap back. Lee Day in 5th. Bo Cubis doing a really good job in 6th. John Emerson in 7th. Michael Fabian in 8th. And it's Dean O'Brien and Ian Ford in a very, very good teammate battle, 9th and 10th.
Just having a look down the time charts, there's some very competitive lap times being set. Looks like a super competitive field. And usual names up the front, but some big drivers coming through as well. I still can't believe we've got 47 cars out on track right now. That's remarkable, isn't it?
Yeah, it's unbelievable. We have 47 starters, 47 guys still going on lap 8.
Amazing.
I'm honestly shocked. Looking, Mullen's just entered the pit lane. Look, picture in picture. Live battle. 18th, 19th, 20th between Damien Butler,
Who's that off the
Matthew
pace?
Barron. Well, something's happened.
It's Damien Butler. He's...
Yep.
Yeah, that car doesn't look well. I think he's clouded the wall at some point up towards the cut. Yeah, big damage on the left-hand side of that Falcon.
Yep, see it in the picture-in-picture. Had a big moment under brakes.
Back up the front now, just still trying to get my head around everything that's happened. Looks like Richard Hampstead pulling a bit of a gap on Josh Muggleton at the moment. He's been about a tenth quicker on that last lap over Josh Muggleton. Muggleton wearing the number 1, of course, being our reigning champion in that TTR Falcon. But out ahead of that, Madison down. Got a big gap over the rest of the field. It's about 4.2 seconds back to...
Scott Uren, 4th position's looped it
Oh
at
no.
Murray's corner.
Would love to see a race recall replay of that one.
It just looks like he's got 2 wheels in the grass on the outside. Right-hand wheels, and it's just looped him around. A little bit of damage to the back of the car.
That's such an easy mistake to make. Just also shows you the fine line between, well, top speed and putting it in the fence. But hopefully you can carry on without too much of a hassle. But the back of that Falcon not looking too good. Just a bit further behind that, coming up through towards the cutting right now, we've got Tony Autridge under massive pressure from Matthew Hill.
Yeah, James Stevenson manages to finally get ahead of Autridge.
That I still love that Castrol Falcon. That's brilliant, isn't it?
Beautiful looking car.
But another good looking livery is that that TTL livery of Matthew Hill. Very distinctive. Kind of reminds me of the old Cat Falcons that FPR used to run. And still putting massive pressure on Tony Autridge as they head over Skyline.
So you see in the bottom right of your screen, on board with Shane Van Gisbergen chasing down Dave Oliver. Van Gisbergen now moving his way up to 20th position.
So, just looking at Shane Van Gisbergen here, he started in 45th position, is that right?
That is correct. He started way back in the field as a non-qualifier.
Wow, and having
Worked his way through. He's done a great job.
Here at the elbow.
Up the inside and gets it done.
This is obviously going to be one of the exciting stories to watch through the race.
Big moment for Shane Van Gisbergen.
He's exciting, isn't he?
Now Scott Uren's in the lane, so Scott Uren's obviously sustained a bit of damage from that crash into the wall in the lane. He'll use his tow on his car now, the quick tow we mentioned earlier, to get his spare car out on track, go back out with a completely clean car.
Now there's a nice little train heading up Mountain Straight right now. We've got Lee Day heading a 4-car battle, including Bo Cubis, John Emerson and Michael Fabian. What was Fabian doing out back there, getting a bit of clean air up Mountain Straight?
Yeah, you may have not noticed yet, but the wind is quite strong tonight, so the guys are really having to drive the cars very differently to get the maximum speed out of it. So the guys are getting a lot of advantage with the draft tonight. With this, tailwind down Mountain Straight, headwind down Conroe.
Wow, that's definitely going to make things difficult for them. We briefly touched on it last night during the qualifying broadcast, but if you haven't been following, iRacing has now introduced a dynamic weather situation, whereas in previous seasons, it's just been the same conditions no matter what track, no matter what day. Conditions now are completely different to what they were for qualifying yesterday, am I right?
Conditions now are very different to what they were 2 or 3 minutes ago. The temperature's risen a degree. The wind is, well, right now it's now blowing at 30 k's an hour. 2 minutes ago it was blowing at 11. that's really affecting the car dynamic. The humidity has risen as well, so that will affect the tyres.
Bo Cubis got 2 wheels in the dirt heading out of Forest Elbow, and now John Emerson has made his way past.
Really good battle just back behind those guys. Matthew Hill still trying to get ahead of Tony Autridge. He has got James McKnight right behind him. These guys are going to have a great battle. On screen, in the bottom of your screen, you've got Barron and Van Gisbergen.
Side by
side down the straight into the chase. Oh, good move from Van Gisbergen. I think Barron may have got out of that a little to make sure there wasn't an incident. And that moves Van Gisbergen up to 17th position.
Wow. His lap times are quick passing cars. I can't wait to see what it'll be like when he's got clean air.
Starting to have a few guys drop like flies now. We've got Bo Cubis in the lane who's made contact with the wall at Forest Elbow. You guys are starting to become casualties in this race. You guys starting to enter the lane as well. We've got Corey Osborne just in the lane. Now, a man that we haven't seen on track for a long time. He was another driver that was driver in the championship. Go, mate.
Sorry to cut you off, but very intense battle. James Stevenson and Tony Autridge, that's on again. Matthew Hill right behind. They're side by side going into the cutting, and now we've got massive pressure from Hill onto Autridge there.
In the bottom corner screen, leader Madison down. For some reason the overlays on the picture-in-picture not quite correct, showing Madison in a different team. That's a bit awkward. You know you're in TTR, Madison. So we're not far away from seeing actual pit stops start. The guys will be getting ready. They'll be counting their numbers. They've got their calculators out. They've got a couple of seconds to add up the numbers down Conrod Straight.
Have we got a bit of an idea of how the pit stops are going to play out tonight, Jay? Excuse me for missing the start of the broadcast. I'm sure you mentioned it, but for myself and everyone else that might be just tuning in, how's it going to play out?
The guys, a few guys have talked to you. The numbers they're working on are 4.4 litres a lap. So 4.4 litres works out about 16 to 17 laps, depending on actual burn. So we won't. So some guys will push it to 17. Some guys will be, no, I'm going to just leave it at that 16 laps. So, obviously lap 12 starting now. We will see the
we'll be getting there,
yeah, the pit stops start very, very soon.
So with this picture-in-picture, we've also got John Emerson attacking Lee Day up Mountain Straight. Those single frame at the moment, I'm told by the director, but we're currently running in 4th and 5th at the moment. They've managed to get Michael Fabian a little bit. And Bo Cubis, who was also part of that battle, of course, has made a pit stop.
Now Matthew Barron's in the lane. We're hearing reports that he may have hit the wall across the top of the mountain. Massive damage. Simon Black in the lane, also behind Marty Atkins and Chris Tarrant. So these guys could actually be using this strategy, early pit stop, as we were saying before. Looking about 3 3/4 tanks of fuel here. So
get
using
the
3/4 of the tank,
now,
filler up now. They're almost doing the reverse. But who knows when a safety car is going to be thrown? Because I'm sure there'll be one at some point. I don't think we could have a race at Bathurst without a safety car. I mean, there's got to be a kangaroo come from somewhere.
Well, I am hoping for a safe race for everybody. We never want to see somebody into the wall, but the nature of this beast means that it's probably going to happen.
Oh, there will be something happen, and with how close the guys are battling, there will have to be some sort of incident. As much as we don't want that to happen, there will be something happen, no doubt. Big hello if you are watching for the first time. You are watching v8online.com.au's live coverage of Race of Champions 6, presented by Oceanic Sim Racing, proudly supporting the McGrath Foundation. You can donate to the McGrath Foundation. Head to the link that is on the top of your screen, donate.v8online.com.au. spare a couple of dollars. Doesn't take much.
Now, if you're like me and you missed the start of this race, you can go and watch all the action again afterwards at v8online.com.au.
Got Matthew Burnett facing the wrong direction at Forest Elbow and losing a lot of time. He's in a really tough spot because he can't see when he can turn around.
Oh,
He's just made contact with another car. Vit Solomon's locked it up into Forest Elbow and straight into Burnett, who's facing the wrong way. And
We've got another car
who's
in there
that
too.
as well? That might
Reece
be
Gardner.
Reece Gardner. He's having a terrible night. Now the track's blocked. Track's blocked.
He can't flick spin at Burnett. He's just having to get down out of the way as best he can, but
Get
geez,
onto the
messy
grass and get the power
situation.
down there. There we go. There's our first time the track's been blocked. It actually wasn't too bad a result in the end. He did a good job.
He still can't spin it.
Gonna reverse it back a bit further. Hold that clutch in and burn out. Maybe he hasn't got enough power in the car with a bit of engine damage. He's gonna have to watch it when he's not far away. There goes down. Oh no, this could be bad.
Careful, Matthew.
There he goes. Flicks
Nice
it around.
work.
That's a much better direction to face. So we got through that okay. No safety car needed.
Oh, it was a scary moment though, wasn't it?
Oh, very big. Feel sorry for Vit Solomon because he's ended up with damage to his car trying to get out. Well, actually, he's locked it up. He didn't have much of a choice. He just banged into him, so unlucky. There's a couple of guys that we love over here at V8's Online. Christian Elwood, who's done some fantastic work with our overlays. Renz Brookman, our unofficial Australian, but Brookman's got massive damage to the front of his car. He's been another driver that's... Oh, Elwood! Massive moment. But Brookman has done some very, very quick times here this week. He's absolutely loved this place. He actually can't wait to get over here in real life. Elwood, a big moment at Forest Elbow.
That car was sideways coming over the top of the mountain. It's not looking stable at this point in time. Another big moment down into the elbow. But yeah, Renz Brookman, a lot of damage on the front of that car. So we've got some ugly looking race cars out there at the moment. They're still fighting very hard.
I think there's that Guy Leach in behind as well. He's looking to get a move done too.
Neil, if you've got two guys in front of you that are fighting hard, it's always good to be able to take advantage of that, maybe sneak an easy move in. But at the same time, don't want to get caught up in any mistakes. And obviously, Elwood into pit lane, he must have enough of a drama that he's going to need to fix that up.
Yeah, what a fresh set of boots. And John Emerson here fighting with Lee Day. This is 4th and 5th. They managed to pull a bit of a gap on Michael Fabian. The bottom right of your screen, you can see Shane Van Gisbergen now 14th position. Next on his list to hunt down is Tobias Zerny. And ahead of that will be McKnight, Hill and Ortridge to get him up to the top 10. He's not far away. Around about the same gap he had behind down not long ago. And one safety car is back into this race.
He's at the moment one of only 4 drivers that are lapping in the 7s. The others being our top 3, Madison Down, Richard Hampstead and Josh Muggleton. So Van Gisbergen's on the pace. He's just got to clear through the rest of this field.
The only other guys on track that have actually gone into the 7s, I think, is Scott Uren, Dean O'Brien, Matthew Hill. They have had a massive crash.
Wow.
Massive incident at Forest Elbow. Massive crash.
Hill trying to... Oh...
Oh. Oh no! Oh, this is dangerous. Such a tough track. See the race recall replay on screen. Moment for Hill. No. Yeah, Hilly's all by himself. Or with the car facing the wrong direction ahead of him. So they haven't actually made contact with each other. Just 2 separate incidents.
Yeah, Dean O'Brien's gone in first on his own. But it's very easy when there's a car off track in front of you to get a bit distracted for a moment, and that's all it takes, and you're in big, big trouble around here.
Josh Muggleton now on screen, P3. About 2.5 seconds behind Richard Hampstead. We're nearly 15 laps in, mate. We're a quarter of the way through. It's like almost upsetting that we're so far through this race.
No, I haven't seen anything yet, and I'm sure that there's still plenty more to come.
Now,
But,
Sandman's favourite event about to start with the front guys. Pit stops, baby.
Yeah, can't be far off.
I had to say it like that. Sandman's not here.
Well, speaking of Sandman, he's currently running in P17 at the moment.
Yeah, he
Got a
was
bit of-
very upset. I think you could tell in his voice last night, Leo, that he was not happy with his qualifying at all. He'd given up hope, but now P17, he's fighting his way through. He's got Matthew Hill, who's a bit wounded ahead of him. He'll be thinking, I like this, I might take a spot.
Licking his chops, hoping to move into the top 15. Started all the way down in 29th position, did Stephen Clark. So fantastic drive by our fellow co-commentator. Wishing him all the best.
Doing a great job. Speaking of fellow commentators, our other co-commentator now, Vance Line Insider, Reece Gardner, he's having a night to forget. He hates his car, he'll openly admit it, and I think that will continue after tonight.
He was also involved in that little bit of a melee up at the elbow a little while ago. So unfortunate to get involved in someone else's mess, but that's one of the things that happens in racing. But he'll push on.
He will. Because Reece does a fantastic job. A lot of guys don't realise, but Reece only has one arm that actually works. So he's driving this now one-handed, uses a paddle to shift one way and uses a finger to shift the other, a button to shift the other way, one-handed. Tough car to do it two-handed. Yeah, he's doing it. Pretty good job one-handed.
Yeah, I think we've got the first of our front runners into the pits. This is John Emerson, and a bit further behind him, Ian Ford following. So these are two guys running in the top 10.
Yeah, so this will be our first real check on how the pit stop times will be.
So yes, as you predicted there, Jay, 16 laps.
Yep, completed 15, so they're breaking it up evenly into 4 sections. I do. Now, with this, Shane Gisbergen now up to P9.
Anytime this guy sees clear track in front of him, he's going to be eager. With these pit stops, of course, it's a good opportunity to try and jump some cars. When you've got clear space, you can make some solid lap times. Good in lap, good out lap, jump some cars.
With him as well, he's been able to sit behind some cars down Conrod Straight. He might have been able to save some fuel as well, so he's a good chance to run it right out to complete those 17 laps and pit in. But I think we'll start seeing nearly everyone in the lane this time by.
It's going to be a very small window, isn't it?
Boy, this drafting from Osborne up the inside of McMullen. Move done down Mountain Straight. Oh, he's going to run it wide, and Matthew Barrett also runs wide. He's lost the spot as well.
This racetrack and the fighting that it creates is just so intense, isn't it? It's unlike any other sort of racing that we see. I still can't get over how amazing this place is, and it's so good to finally be here, isn't it?
It's almost. I can't say how amazing this is. This is something we've dreamt about since we started Bouts Online. We were jokingly saying how good will it be to actually broadcast
we've had a
race
crash.
here.
Sorry, crash up at the skyline. Oh, it was just in front of Marlon McMullen.
Yeah, Jared Filsell.
Yes. Yes, it
Another
was.
car stopped up there too, maybe Paul Keegan as well. Stopped a couple of laps down, unfortunately for Paul. Yep.
Yeah, that's it. Keegan got crossed up on the...
Yep. At McPhillamy, the exit of McPhillamy coming into Skyline, and he's come back onto the track unintentionally and has made contact with Jared Filsell. We'll hopefully get picture-in-picture.
I just caught a glimpse of it as we were following McMullen, and it looked a lot worse than it was.
Picture-in-picture, and big contact for Keegan. His race will be done. He's got massive damage to his car. Filsell should be able to continue on, not too bad damage, but it's about to happen at the front of the field because Madison Downey's on lap 17 now, so he must have the fuel light on. He will have to pit this time. I can't see him going any longer.
He's got a bit of traffic in front of him, Madison Down, so trying to be getting every single sniff of a draft that he can.
Yep, a lot of guys in the lane now as well.
It's
On
right
board
on
with
board
Madison
with
down?
Madison down.
Yeah,
Through
good
the
chance
chase.
to do it. Now, I'm pretty sure we'll see him peel off to the left here into the lane. And in he comes.
Right on cue.
Yeah, he aggressively attacks his pit entry. Not too bad. Not too over the top. Pretty sure we'll see Hampstead in straight behind. No, Hampstead's continuing on for one more, as is Muggleton. These guys' fuel numbers must be pretty good. They're going to be able to get 18 laps on a tank of fuel. So Richard Hampstead now leads the race.
They must be confident because there's no point in making such a. They wouldn't be making a judgment call this early in the race. There's no point in taking the risk, but that puts Richard Hampstead into the lead at this point.
And Shane Van Gisbergen now up to P6. Now here's a good battle down Conrod Straight. We're just hearing a bit of news coming through from race control. Incident between car 8, car 41, which is Damien Butler, and car 41 is Christian Elwood.
That's Christian Elwood, yeah.
They've had a little bit of a get together. Race control's looked at it. Racing incident been determined for those guys. Engine delegate gets out of the way of Lee Day and John Emerson in their battle.
They've got Scott Uren right behind them as well. So this is quickly going to become a 3-car fight.
How good do these new liveries look for a lot of the teams? And then having the McGrath Foundation boot, rear spoiler bonnet and roof. That just looks so good. It's such a fantastic look that we've been able to do this time.
I think all back of John Emerson. You can see the amount of wheelwork that goes in out of Griffin's Bend there.
Looking at pit stop times for a lot of the guys on track, looking around about a 27 to a 30-second stop, depending on where these guys are on track and where they've been. So around about 30 seconds, we'd expect a pit stop to be with this tank and a full fuel load.
Tucks in behind towards the cutting.
Yeah, good work to get back into single file here. Now, our leaders are in the lane. Muggleton, Hampstead both in. Will either of them get the jump on down?
Michael Fabian pulls in from 3rd position. Shane Van Gisbergen in the lane as well. So that's our top 4, which
Wayne Burke
should
in as well.
Put Madison down, who's crossed the start-finish line, into Hell Corner.
There he goes. Big gap.
Clears them. Position maintained.
By a big way too. He's about 4 seconds up before the stops. Coming out of the pits, it's out to about 9.
Yeah, Hampstead exiting the lane now. Muggleton merging up now as we speak. Oh, Cubis looks like he's made a bit of ground.
Yeah, Bo's probably been the biggest mover here at the moment. He's worked his way up now. P4, good drive.
Yeah, fantastic drive. Another one of these new Altitude Brighton Volvo cars.
I really like that livery. I think it's a very, very stunning looking car.
It's striking, isn't it? It's a bit of a different red and blue. Now Van Gisbergen exiting the pits. Let's 14th. See where he comes out in traffic.
Yeah, 14th, just ahead of Matthew Barron and Chris Stone, but he'll just take off from these guys now. He'll be off. Clear track ahead. Car ahead's about 3 seconds up the road. He'll be gone.
Now that looks like we'll have pretty well everyone cycled through the pits at the end of this lap.
I'll have a look at the gains and losses. This is going to be a long list. We'll wait until the pit stops are all completed and the guys have completed another lap before we'll have another look at the gains, because it's still showing a few incorrect positional changes, so we'll wait for another lap before we look at those. But everyone has completed their first pit stop now, so 18 laps is obviously the maximum. It's good to know. That means our race length for the official series here next season will be exactly right.
So now that's all cycled through, crossing the control line once more, Madison Down now has a 10-second lead over Richard Hampstead. Muggleton holds on to 3rd. Bo Cubis has moved up into 4th place after stops. Fabian running a very strong 5th. Lee Day 6th. Scott Uren and John Emerson, massive battle here.
Good move by Scott Uren. We're going to have another look at that because that was a brilliant move from Uren.
He went very deep under brakes into the chase.
A little bit of a mistake from Emerson then. We're just hearing of a warning coming through. Warning for car 55. That's Richard Hunter. Over the yellow line at the pit lane. On his pit entry. These are the soup kitchens. We call him race control the soup kitchen this year, by the way. Because after last Race of Champions, we were calling race control the soup Nazis because they had a lot of work to do. So the soup kitchen is our race control.
Got a big fight on screen at the moment.
This looks good.
Matthew Hill, Sanjin, Delilah, Nethercote and Aylwood in there too. And how's the drive that Christian Aylwood's got coming up Mountain Straight? He's going to have the inside line into Griffin's Bend, but not able to hold on.
No. He might actually be able to tuck in and get a bit of speed back. Oh. So on screen in the bottom of your screen, you have the infringement for Richard Hunter. Cutting the yellow line coming into the pits. There it is. Not much in it, but it's enough that guys want to make sure that we don't have any incidents coming into the lane. So very, very good from race control. They're very good this year.
You got to play it safe and you got to play by the rules, so that's what they're there for.
Get to see our first penalty. We're 20 laps in, no safety cars, no penalties. Who would have bet on that? Not me.
This goes to show the quality of the field, the quality of drivers that we've got. Speaking of good quality drivers and good battles, we'll once again look at Scott Uren and Lee Day. Another teammate battle. So they should be keeping it clean, but we've still shown that they can be pretty exciting when we do have these Fiat Supercar Fan Group Falcons on screen.
They'll be racing very, very hard, these guys. Stevenson and Van Gisbergen, we said a couple of laps ago that Van Gisbergen will be hunting down Stevenson, who was 3 seconds up the road. Not 3 seconds anymore. Getting around slower car, Jason Black. On a lap down, he's having a couple of issues with the car by the looks. Hearing reports that something's happened to Chris Tarrant.
Oh, whoa, here's Gergen. He's out.
Van Gisbergen's race done. Whoa.
Wow, he's just caught the wall on the exit of Griffin's Bend.
And he would have used
him
his
straight back.
fast toe would have been used during the pit stop. That's race done. Van Gisbergen is out.
That's massive.
Unlucky. And in picture in the bottom right, you can see Chris Tarrant's incident. This is what happened to Tarrant. His race is done as well. A little bit wide. Oh, big incident with Butler. Butler had a big moment ahead of him. And that's race done for both those guys. Wow. How the race has changed very, very quickly.
Oh, it's a very tough event, this. It's a very tough racetrack. And this is where it really starts to get difficult, isn't it? As you really start getting into the grind of this middle portion of the race. Probably one of the hardest sections of the race, I'd imagine, is this middle third where you're just trying to get through it, get towards the end, and then you can think about fighting your way home.
James McKnight's had a bit of something happened. Of course, he was there with Van Gisbergen when that massive incident. No, sorry, it was just behind.
This battle we mentioned before with Matthew Hill and Sanjin Deliak still going on. They run side by side down towards Murray's. Sanjin going to try and pull a crossover move. Doesn't quite get the drive out of the corner. Hill does well to defend. And still lurking just behind is Matthew Nethercote.
Got McKnight's incident on screen at Forest Elbow. This is what's caused this massive damage to the front of his car. Locked it up into Forest Elbow. That's race done for him as well. Unlucky for McKnight, he was doing a great job. Oh, awesome to watch this battle between Hill and Deliak.
It's been on for a couple of laps now and it isn't showing any signs of letting up. Engine had a big look into the cutting but couldn't quite find any room. I'm watching out from Sanjin's car and just the way that Matthew Hill is moving around all over the road, it's such a knife edge that they're riding.
How good's this view though, going back one car further, watching these guys at it. Matt Nethercote's got an awesome view. He's in the best seat in the house.
Another great representation of how tight Forest Elbow is there. Just seems like for ages that they have to wait on the throttle before finally getting the grip to get that drive off the corner down this massive Conrod straight. Let's see how long he's on the limiter for. What seems like an eternity as he turns in for that kink. Hard in on the brakes. Whoa.
I reckon who that was. It was a car from Multi 21. Now have a look in the bottom of your screen. Sandman, get it up there, brother. Get it in there.
I'm glad we've got this picture-in-picture because there's too much to follow.
Oh, we need about 7 screens, I think, the way it's going out on track. But now Sandman's under pressure from Marty Atkins. So much going on track. This is such a good race to watch. Hope you're enjoying it, watching it on v8online.com.au. We go back to the front because I think everyone's forgotten about Madison Down. He's now got a 10.5 second lead.
He's just continuing to build that gap. Build in the low to mid 2:07 bracket is his lap times. So just over a 10-second gap back to Richard Hampstead. So Madison Down has now led 22 of the 23 laps completed. The only other lead change was when he pulled into the pits to make his stop and Richard Hampstead ran 1 lap longer.
Yeah, this racetrack is hard enough, but Lee Day is having a couple of internet issues. John Emerson right behind will be having a tough time seeing the track to start with, being so close to another car. But to have him blink and flash right in front of him, that's not an easy thing. A picture-in-picture on screen at the moment. Matthew Hill, nice and sideways through Forest Elbow, makes contact with the wall.
He's been doing a bit of that, and it looks like Sanjin has managed to make his way through. So that'll move Sanjin up into position number 20. Also worth noting that moved Sanjin up from his 38th starting position, so massive moves.
Now, Lee Day having all sorts of internet dramas, and John Emerson's actually dropped back behind him a little bit to give himself a bit of room if something goes wrong.
Not
The
very
sound
comforting,
screen,
is it?
no. Now, battle for second and third, Hampstead and Muggleton. You look at the times lost. A couple of laps, they're very, very close, but look, lap 19, big drop of time for Muggleton on Hampstead. It's just upstate. But Emerson's managed to get that move done on Lee Day into the chase.
We've got Ian Ford, who made it into our top 10 shootout last night, looking to capitalise on this battle as well. Moving in on Lee Day, who's going to be the meat and the sandwich in a second.
Yeah, Ian Ford's looked pretty stable all race. He's kept out of trouble, had a good battle with his teammate earlier there. Brian just dropped back a little, but we'll push on.
Now another big mover in the race is another one of our overseas friends, Tobias Cerny, who's currently running in a very strong 10th position.
This is a good battle here that started to heat up over the last couple of laps. A little bit hard to tell these cars apart. Very similar colours looking at the front. That's car 53 at the front there. Dean O'Brien in 15th position. Corey Osborne in 16th position.
Osborne's another driver that's had some success in the Grand Am series. Having a run in the V8s tonight.
I'll have a look at the gains and losses of the race so far. So, front for you guys, not much movement there. We had a massive mover before with Shane Van Gisbergen, but now he's back almost where he started, unfortunately. So, big movers on this screen. You see Tobias Cerny up 9 for Matthew Barron, up 10 for Corey Osborne, up 25 for Rens Brookman, and Barry Brown up 27. Senja Daliak up 18 now. We're having bets on who Barry Brown actually is. We're not sure who that actually is. Second page, Christian Elwood up to 21. Andrew Wallace out actually doing some laps. Isn't he supposed to be race control? Up to 25. Shepherd up 12. Big losses for Wayne Burke, down 15. Marty Atkins down 10. Nethercote down 10.
Now,
and the last page, James McKnight, Shane Van Gisbergen, Chris Tarrant, Damien Butler, Paul Keegan, Vit Solomon and Dale Nish all out of the race, unfortunately.
whilst you were going through that, Jay, Scott Uren is in the lane. That seems a bit early compared to what we were expecting them to be in.
Yeah, that's... Actually, no, it's not. So, if we count back from 61, drop off 18 laps for the first one, that makes it 43. Drop back another 18 laps, that makes it lap 25. What are we on right now? Just completed lap 25.
Well, there you go. When did he make his first stop then?
His first stop was a little bit early, I think lap 13 or 14, so...
Oh, well, that will be what I'm looking at then. But so, Scotty Uren might be running on... Well, obviously he's running on a slightly different strategy to some of the front runners, so that could be a good one to follow throughout the course of this event.
Yeah, Scott Uren might come hard through the field towards the end of this race. The reverse strategy. The only thing that could hurt him though is a safety car. Safety car will really, really hurt his race. Fingers crossed we don't see one at all. You just hear a car blow up on track. I'm not sure who that was.
And whilst we were talking, Ian Ford has made a pass on Lee Day, currently moving up to 7th position.
other guys have made their way into the lane as well. Matthew Hill, Marty Atkins. It's going to be really tough to... Where's Reese when we need him? It's going to be tough to keep a track on what's going on in the pits. It's going to be hard to work out who's on what strategy now because guys are going to be making the second stop from any stage.
Too much for us to follow, isn't it? But has Matthew Hill made a pit stop, or is he retiring then?
It actually looks like he may be retiring from the race, unfortunately.
That's a shame. He was providing plenty of excitement.
Yeah, he's actually had a big moment. Oh, a massive moment into the chase. Massive moment. The Fabian Coulthard style incident into the chase. See if we can get a replay, that race recall replay. On screen, picture-in-picture. Here it comes. Massive moment. Marty Atkins having a look up the inside. Side by side. And bump doors. And Hill, around he goes. Passenger just holding on. Massive air and into the tyre barrier. That is race done. That's why Matthew Hill has retired. Unlucky, unfortunate.
Monster hit, wasn't it?
Wow.
Very lucky that it didn't actually, that he didn't end up in the tyre wall and he didn't end up back out on the track in the way of traffic, because that would have been ugly.
Yeah, here's our man. Worked his way up to 23. P23 with Simon Black. Right behind it. Simon's probably the cleanest driver on track that we'll see. They're almost at the halfway point of this race. We're currently on lap 28 of 61. If you are tuning in for the first time, you are watching the Oceanic Sim Racing Race of Champions, proudly supporting the McGrath Foundation, broadcast to you by the team at v8online.com.au. If you would like to donate to the McGrath Foundation, please do head to donate.v8online.com.au. Give up a couple of dollars. Don't have that coffee in the morning when you go to work. Just donate a few dollars.
Battle a bit further down in the pack, we've got Guy Leach and Richard Hunter. Those guys are running in 28th and 29th, but they're still fighting just as hard as the guys up the front.
Speaking of guys up the front, Bo Cubis is in for his second pit stop. He was in 5th position. He's now in the lane. He actually looks like he might have a little bit of damage to the front of his car.
Yeah, it looks like a small crease on the right front.
Yeah. Doing a good job too. Be unfortunate if he has had an incident. We're just trying to get a replay. May have just found what happened. Wow. Just seeing what's happened. We're about to see it on screen. Here we go. We'll go to the race recall replay. On screen, see Bo Cubis coming into Forest Elbow. Locks it up coming over the crest and almost rolls it. Massive damage. And that's really going to affect his car. The top 10 started to spread a little. The gap between 1st and 10th now out to just on a minute, but a couple of guys still having a pretty close battle. But back in the field, we've got Matt Nethercote just coming out of the lane. He'll come out now. Actually, he's just gone a lap down. So we've got 29 guys now on the lead lap. Michael Manley, the last driver on the lead lap, about to be lapped by Madison Down, who is hunting him down.
Dean O'Brien around.
Ooh,
Dean O'Brien around at Forest Elbow.
He's parked in a pretty precarious spot as well. He's actually going to get it back out on track without causing too much of a trouble. There's no one really coming up behind him. He's only lost 3 spots.
Yeah, we'll see it on the race recall replay. He's just gone in a little bit too hot, locked the rears, had a bit of a slide going in. Fortunately, has managed to get away without hitting anything. Oh,
Yeah, lucky.
but there was a small
lucky
bit of
for him.
contact
Yeah, a little
with
bit of
Barry
contact.
Brown.
Tobias Zerny also in the lane, so another driver that's in the top 10 is in. Matthew Barron also in the lane. And interesting to note, just have a look at who's currently in 10th position. Started way back in 40 a millionth. Renz Brookman into the top 10.
Fantastic drive by Renz. His lap times are very competitive. His last lap was a 2-minute 8.0, one of the only guys to be down in those sort of numbers.
Yeah,
So got some clear track at the moment.
Renz absolutely fell in love when I gave him this setup on Sunday morning, which was Saturday night his time. He was up rather late practicing Saturday night, and I think that might have been why he missed qualifying. He was up too much late practicing, he slept through his alarm.
Well, it's don't think he needs qualifying at the moment because
No, he's doing well.
yeah, if he keeps this up, who knows where he'll end up? Because sorry, go on.
So there's a bit of a battle about to brew with Brookman and Uren, because Uren, former teammate with Brookman, not many people remember back Infinity Esports, it was pretty much the power team going back 2 years. He had McLeod, Brookman and Uren. Those guys were nearly unstoppable. It was, Madison Down struggled to win a race when these guys were working together with Brookman and Uren and McLeod, but 2 years and everything's changed. McLeod and Down now teammates, Brookman in an Australian-based team, and now Uren joining ANZ Motorsport with some of the best sim racers in Australia and the world.
Yeah, class drivers right there. Scotty Uren looks like he does have a bit of pace on at the moment. So they do have clear track ahead and behind. So hopefully if they do get into a battle, it won't hold either of them up too much. But it looks like Renz has run a little bit wide at the chase.
Yeah. And Uren will close up. You'll get the move done up the inside into Murray's.
So that'll be exactly what Uren was hoping for. Just a nice clean pass. Hasn't held him up anything, so he'll push on. So thank you very much. I'll continue on my way.
Yeah, I'll take that one. Hey, you want to make a pass if there is one? Now, joining us in the booth, our first commentator casualty, Reese Gardner. I think Reese is here. G'day, mate.
Hey Jay, how are you guys?
Good, mate. Now, we said before you hated the V8 Supercar at the start of tonight, and no doubt that continues.
Well, I'm actually a lot more comfortable in the V8 here than I was ever before, and this is the first time that I've ever driven the V8 competitively in, 3 years? I lost track of how long it's been since I actually last drove the car competitively, but I had fun while it lasted, I suppose. I mean, I just hit the wall one too many times, and I just didn't feel like getting in anyone's way anymore. And I guess, above all things, this race proves to me that I'm just not cut out for this car.
But you'll be up there in the trucks and Proto GT Championship, no doubt.
Oh, certainly. Because those cars are easier to drive. Number two, I guess I enjoyed it a bit more than the V8, but I did enjoy this race while it lasted, and you know, it's a good cause to support as well, our cause for the McGrath Foundation, so I'm honoured to be a part of this anyway.
And while we were just chatting there, sorry Leo, I was just going to say Bo Cubis unfortunately is out of the race.
Exactly what I was going to
mention. Sad moment. He's doing such a great job. Unlucky for him.
Yeah, ran as high as 4th position in Bo, but he had a bit of a moment heading into Forest Elbow and went hard into the barrier. So that's race done. Another intense battle on screen at the moment, hitting down Skyline. We've got Chris Stone chasing down Marlon McMullen. How good is it watching these guys down into the dipper?
Just love that camera at the dipper.
It's great, isn't it? Try and get a good solid run down towards Forest Elbow. Stone taking a wide line in. Looks like he grazes a bit of the fence on the exit there.
I just want to say a little bit of an apology to some guys that are watching. The stream does look like it is lagging a little bit. It's actually our overlays struggling to handle it, so we do obviously want to have the overlays on screen so you can see what's going on, but if we did remove those, it'll be crystal clear. Our overlays are really not handling 50 cars on track, but so much information being sent around such a big track, so Our apologies for that, guys. And while we were just talking, another one of the front runners into the lane, in and out, John Emerson.
We also had on the same lap Dean O'Brien into the pits.
A good battle here, 14th, 15th. Then Jadeliak, Tobias Zerny. That moves our man Sandman up to 16th position. Go Sandman.
Pushing hard, keeping the nose clean. That's exactly what you need to do for this style of racing. Just head down, get the laps in, and it'll pay off.
Mr. V8 Salon Insider, guys out there in the TV land would like a Astro Gaming headset's weather report, please.
Yeah, I was reading the stream chat as you spoke. Weather report, windy is anything and not good weather for me to be driving a V8 supercar. That's my weather report.
You need to turn your fan off there, mate.
Yeah.
that was an in-joke from last night for anyone that is watching. Michael Fabian, now the next driver in. He's actually crabbing.
Yeah, I was
Fabian's got damage.
looking at that. It doesn't look...
Not right.
I think he's had an off heading into the S's, but... If we can find some pictures.
Front left wheel is there's massive danger. Rear of the front. The rear of the front. The rear of the left hand side of the car.
I think it actually goes a bit further back. I can't find exactly where it is, but he's definitely had contact somewhere across the top of the mountain.
Yeah, it's actually not quite at the top of Griffin's Bend.
Griffin's. He's caught the wall at Griffin's Bend, continued on, and then when he's turned in at the top of Skyline, just hasn't had any turn at all. So it's carried on for nearly an entire lap.
Managed to get back on track. So see on screen in the bottom of your screen. Picture. Fabian locks it up, runs wide. It actually goes a bit off camber when you get offline there too. Something TV does not do justice. There's the amount of off camber there is once you get over that little crest we saw 2 years ago about supercars. Sorry, 3 years ago now. Nick Percat run a little bit wide there as well, so it's quite easy to do. Then Madison down front of the field. He's starting to lap quite a few guys now. Only 19 drivers on the lead lap. A few guys, though, have made their second and some guys third pit stops. Top 10 as it stands now is down Hampstead, Muggleton, Dave, Ford, Aldridge, Stevenson, Uren, Brookman and Emerson. We're into the second half as well. Where's the oranges?
Madison down, just been picking them up and putting them down. Still got a gap there back to Richard Hampstead of about 11.5 seconds at the moment, but he's got traffic that's he's having to carefully negotiate his way through. Well, so difficult to find a way past at the top of the mountain where he is right now. Got Corey Osborne in front of him in the Cars R Us Falcon. He'll probably just step aside once they get down Conrod Straight.
They've heard quite a lot of comments about the cameras that we've been using during Racing Champions. Anyone that is a member of iRacing who would like to download the camera pack for this track, it is on the forum in the V8 Supercar thread. Racing Champions thread, I have posted it there for you guys to have a play with and have a look at. All the cameras have been modelled on the actual positions from this year's Bathurst 1000, and I'm pretty sure we've got them very, very, very close. Now, Renz Brookman having all sorts of internet issues. That's not what we want to have. Actually may have gone a lap down. He actually has gone a lap down.
He's in the pits right now, and
oh no, he's actually hit the wall
the
coming
car
into the pit
doesn't
lane.
look good.
He's hit the wall coming into the pit lane. Massive incident for Brookman.
Oh, he came in so committed, got it onto the grass and just couldn't turn it. Made the fence.
Yeah, he actually was stuck in the fence, so he's had to tow the car out, which is actually, because he hasn't crossed the start-finish line, it's put him a whole lap behind And it's dropped him from 10th back to 35th. Now 1 lap down and still in a towing phase. So he's still waiting for his car effectively to be brought back to the pits.
That's disaster for Renz Brookman, isn't it?
Unlucky for Renz. A little bit better news, Sandman in the lane for his pit stop. Doing a great job still to be out there. He was very, very worried. He said, I'm just going to go and have some fun. And 24th at the moment now after his second stop. Only, 2, 4, about 9 guys still yet to make their second pit stop.
Yeah, with how far Sandman's been up and down the field, I'd say he has to be enjoying himself with this sort of competition. Still a long way to go yet, isn't there?
Yeah, still 27 laps to go, so a long way left in this race. Guys will be thinking, oh, I've just made it past halfway, and then they realise, oh no, it's 27 laps to go. Lee Day in the lane now. Madison down. When will he pit? Will we see a safety car just to mix it up a bit? Let's talk to those guys at race control. Who's got a phone?
Well, I'm looking at it thinking, what sort of incident would it require, or would require a safety car? Because it's a bit of a different situation. I don't have to send tow trucks out. I don't have to clean up any debris.
It'll be the track being blocked somewhere up the top of the mountain. Madison down in the lane. So our race leader is in. He's done 2 17-lap stints, so he's pretty much breaking it up into 17-lap stints. He'll do a short stint at the end. Big guys that are doing 15-lap stints. But one thing I've just realised, Leo, when we come here for round 6 of the championship, we've got a 31-lap race. It's going to be very, very interesting for pit strategy. The guys working anywhere from, 17 or 18 laps of fuel. So not a very big window, but enough that we'll see some guys with some overlap. Should be a great race here in a couple of weeks' time.
Oh, I think that any race at Bathurst is going to be a great race, Jay.
Oh, well, that is such a good point.
But so, Michael Fabian, who we saw have a bit of trouble before, looks like he's managed to make his pit stop and get some repairs taken care of, and now he's fighting hard with Lee Day, who nearly puts it in the fence.
How did Day pull that one up?
Wow, normally when you see you have trouble at Forest Elbow, it ends in a bad way, but he's managed to continue on. And just behind that, you can see Barry Brown tucking in for a big slipstream on Ian Ford as they head down towards the chase. Ford covering, doesn't want anything of a move up into that corner. And Brown tucks in behind into the chase. Was wondering if he was going to do a bit of a Matthias Ekstrom and just pull out anyway. The moves that Xbox car was making down in the chase at this year's 1000 was just insane.
Orchard, Stevenson and Brown all in the lane. Interesting to see when Hampstead now pits. Downs already made his second stop. Hampstead and Muggleton yet to make their second stop.
Got Hampstead coming through the chase right now. Muggleton just only 4 seconds behind.
Yeah, Hampstead, Muggleton and Jason Black, the only 3 guys on track yet to make their second stop. Hampstead continues on though.
Staying out once more, going to lead another lap.
Muggleton going around again. Brookman's still in the lane waiting to come back out. That's so devastating for him.
Now with the way that this race is playing out, obviously these guys have to be running to a game plan at the moment. There hasn't been anything happen to kind of throw people off, so they've obviously got their strategy and they're sticking to it. Madison Down doing the same himself, but we'll see where they all come out at the end of it.
There's Dean O'Brien, Stephen Sandman Clark. Sandman up the inside of O'Brien at Hull Corner. Move done. He's got to get a good run here because O'Brien, if he can cut across and tuck in behind him and get some good draft, they're going to drag all the way down to Griffin's Bend. And O'Brien will try and get the move back at Griffin's. No, pulls out of it. just hearing from race control, car 39 with a warning of pit entry. Car 39, Barry
That's,
Brown.
yeah, Barry Brown.
Who we still honestly don't know who that is. We have our suspicions, but we don't know.
We call him a wild card.
Yep, wild card entry.
There you go.
Guessing 18 laps for the first stint. 18 laps for this stint means that Hampstead and Muggleton will almost definitely have to be in this time. Now, one thing that's interesting, we were talking about the big lead that Downs got, is breaking it up into a different strategy. Hampstead and Muggleton will be able to short fill to get it home right at the end.
Yeah. We'll have to see what the gap is heading into that final pit stop and how much of a difference that's going to make, because the fill time in these cars, it's just stationary for quite a while. We've got Muggleton and Hampstead into the lane.
Yep, right on cue. Now, on screen you can see the warning for car 39. Entry, a little bit too aggressive.
Now as Josh Muggleton and Richard Hampstead sit there in the lane, Madison down rounds Murray's corner once more, crosses the control line to start another lap, and this will put him back into the race lead.
Yeah, starting lap 37 of 61, so 25 to go. Yeah, this is where strategy's going to become king.
Speaking of, Josh Muggleton has actually managed to beat Richard Hampstead out of the lane.
Now there's that shorter stop we were talking about. Muggleton's taken that shorter stop now, and we'll try and conserve a little bit of fuel now. Short fill at next stop, hopefully maintain that position. That will be his aim. Whether it works or not, it's another story.
You can look at the pit stop times. He was 6 seconds shorter for that fill, which is exactly the gap that they had going into the pit stop. And Richard Hampstead, he's going to be pressing real hard to get that position back.
This is where Muggleton can save a bit of fuel. Roll out a little bit here. Hampstead can't get a pass done here. There's no way he'd even think about making a move.
What this is going to mean, though, is if these guys are fighting hard, it's going to make life a bit easier for Madison Down. Because if they're going to lose time battling together, it's just going to make Madison Down's job just that little bit easier.
Bottom right of your screen, we've got Corey Osborne, Dave Oliver, and also lap down car. I think it's Wayne Burke behind. Not 100% sure. Good battle there, Don. Here comes Hampstead up the inside at the chase. Move done. Muggleton will try and hold on. Tucks him behind. Wow, there's no room there. And Hampstead's deep under brakes. Just pulls it up.
That was an ultra committed pass by Richard Hampstead. He couldn't have gone any deeper, couldn't have made it any harder either. And that puts him back into second position. But Margaret pushing hard at Murray's. I'm going to look at that pass on the race recall replay because it was a beautiful move.
Yeah, fantastic move. Just close enough to get that draft. That was what we were talking about earlier with the win. Slowing the cars down. The car behind gets a bigger advantage coming down the straight.
There was also a car stopped up up Mountain Straight. Just
it was a little bit weird.
That out of the corner of my eye.
Not sure who that was.
That's Christian
Sandman. Sorry, just gone past the Sandman's facing the wrong direction. Sandman race over.
Sorry, just to update the driver we saw parked on Mountain Straight, that was Christian Alwood had a big lose at Murray's corner and put it into the wall on pits.
Sandman and Dean O'Brien made contact there at Bend. Yeah, all over for Sandman. Unlucky. You won't be happy there.
Big hit. And Dean O'Brien, the unfortunate bystander in that one too.
Yeah. Dave Oliver finally getting that move done.
Oh, wow.
Corey Osborne. He would have had to have been making contact. Big slide.
Look at them all just weaving on to try and get a bit of a slipstream from each other up out the straight. Oliver going to be down on speed with that big slide, but he's doing well. Osborne pokes the nose in but thinks better of it. But, geez, they're sliding around a lot, aren't they?
Yeah, the guys are really starting. I think they're actually trying to push the limit a little bit further than they had been. They're trying to find that extra little, I won't even say tenth, they're just trying to find that extra kilometre they need now.
An extra anything. The intensity is definitely lifting as we're getting down towards the final stages of this race.
Whoa, in the background, car in the fence. It's Wayne T. Burke.
Oh,
Wayne T. Burke, massive, right behind Corey Osborne. He just made contact with the inside wall.
Slapped
and into the outside.
Big time. We'll bring that up on a race recall replay. It was a big hit. Just got a little bit offline. Yeah. And that's certainly not what you want to do to your Falcon.
No, race done now. That's Tobias Zerny having a few internet issues as well, but he's found his way into the top 10.
Speaking of 10, the gap from Madison down to Richard Hampstead is within 10 seconds. It was about 12 seconds before the pit stop, but now it's only 9.2 from down back to Hampstead, who has managed to pull away from Josh Muggleton since making that fantastic pass in the chase.
Now, I think it actually could be down with some traffic. So last lap for down was a 2:08.8. Hampstead gained 1.5 seconds at 2:07.3.
Wow. Just looking ahead, it seems like he's got a lot of clear track in front of him. Let's see what the be interesting to follow the next lap for Madison down, see if he's managed to pick the pace up again. And right on cue, that's a 2:07.7.
Yeah. Hampstead responds with a 7.8. So about the same time, Muggleton a 7.9. So front three guys all running fairly similar lap times. Christian Elwood's out of the race after that hit that he had with the wall.
Yeah, another retirement there. That leaves us with 36 cars still running from our 47 car grid. So bit of attrition, thinning the field out a little bit. But with that though, 36 cars is still a monster field. That's more than what we have in the 1000 every year, and there's still some intense battles everywhere we look. And one of those we've got on screen right now. We've got Michael Fabian chasing down Lee Day. They've been having a comparable lap time, sort of trading a 10th here, 10th there.
But Fabian's done a great job to still continue on and be as quick as he is. Like, he hasn't lost any time. His fastest lap overall in this race is a 2:08.1. Even with that massive hit he had into the fence, he just did an 8.5. It's really done nothing to his car.
No, it was an interesting one, but he did very well to manage to limp it back around for another lap. Only lost the time that he lost from there, and it was obviously his pit crew did a fantastic job to get him back going again. And still fighting a very solid 7th, trying to steal 6th from lead A.
Might see if we can do a run through the top 10. Actually, might go through a run through the top 18 currently on track who are on the lead lap. Madison Down in the retro TTR Falcon. I must say I've really liked this livery tonight. They've been wanting to do an event with this retro livery. Second, Richard Hampstead for Team TTL. Another fantastic looking car. Josh Muggleton in third. Doing a very, very good job with that number 1 on the car. Got your NP4 in his new team, ANZ Motorsport. Another new look for those guys this season. New drivers, new looking skins, very, very nice cars. John Emerson P5, great to see him back out on track in the V8 supercar. Lee Day, probably our man to watch for next season, Leo. I'm pretty sure you've been keeping an eye on him coming through next season.
Most definitely.
And Michael Fabian, another driver that, as we were mentioning last night, he's been so close a couple of times, he won't be too far away. Now, looking through the times as we were talking there, have a look at the lap time. Last lap around for Richard Hampstead, he just did a 2:07.2.
That was his quickest lap of the race on lap 41, so getting now down to the business end. The pace
Down to exactly 9 seconds.
Yeah.
The P8 is Ian Ford. Doing a very, very good job. Ian, as we said, fairly new to the V8 supercar and iRacing. He's done a great job in this car since he's jumped on. Bryce Zerny, new to Powerbond Racing for next season. 9th position. Those guys will be over the moon with how he's going at the moment. 10th position, Tony Aldridge, another guy, very, very good driver in that TTR staple. Always very, very competitive in the mid-pack. It's such a tough field, it's hard to break in to get these top 10, so he'll be loving it while he's there. James Stevenson, P11 in car 11.
That wonderful Castrol car.
Yeah, nicest looking livery in the track. It's on a Falcon, but that's okay. Chris Stone, P12, new signing with Lazy Man Racing for this season, doing a great job. Matthew Barron, the attention whore that he is in P13, so we'll go off him pretty quickly. You'll love it for me to say that. Dave Oliver, ex-Lazy Man Racing, P14, doing a very, very solid job, just keeping it out of trouble, and I think that's the key for a few guys. Corey Osborne in P15, doing a very good job as well, keeping it out of trouble. Barry Brown, the man that we don't actually know who it is, we're trying to work it out. We're hearing some rumours and messages, we're not sure. Denton Daliat for the Altitude Volvo Brighton team, new team this season. We'll see those cars out on track on Monday nights. And Matt Nethercote, the last driver on the lead lap, P18. Doing a very, very good job, part of the OSR team that have helped put this night together. That's your 18 drivers still on the lead lap.
A very strong field, and the quality of drivers is something that we're used to, a top quality field, and it's even stronger tonight. And back up the front, speaking of those lap times, check out the top 2. Madison Down has responded to Hampstead's pressure and did a 2:07.3. Richard Hampstead, that lap, also a 2:07.3. So they're definitely keeping tabs on each other. Gap just under 9 seconds now as we speak.
Their first time it's dropped under 9 seconds.
They're both in clear traffic at the moment, so we can't speculate about other cars getting in the way. It's just those two running and Hampstead trying to reel in down. Madison trying to build a gap.
Go back to this battle we've been watching for a little while. Lee Day, Michael Fabian. Fabian still punching out quick times. He just did an 8.3 with that damaged car. And Day still having trouble under brakes in the Forest Elbow.
But Fabian's 8.3 also matched by Lee Day's 8.3, so they're just trading lap times. They've been at it for a number of laps now, and whilst it looks like Fabian should be lining up to make a pass, he pokes his nose out into the chase. That's a very bold move. Wow, it's fantastic job by Lee Day to hold on with how little space he had. Wow, that was a pressure move, but is he going to have a look down into Murray's? No, not yet.
No. Got to try and get a good run to try and get it at Hell Corner.
I was going to say, as close as they are, it's not easy to make a pass around here, so who knows how long this one could continue on for. And the first of our stoppers once again, Scott Uren into the lane for his third and should be final pit stop.
There we go, so there's the exact 18 to go.
And
my calculator does work for all those that are trying to work it out. Just have to change the batteries once in a while.
also just keeping tabs on the lap times of the guys up front.
Oh,
Richard
wow.
Hampstead has once again bettered his fastest lap with a 2:06.997, so he's absolutely flying.
Down with a 7.2. Hammer with a 6.9. This last in, of course, Hampstead still yet to do his short fuel. Down's been splitting it up. Hammer will be pretty close, but I reckon we'll see probably 4 seconds after the pit stop, so it will be on.
Yeah, if we look at the difference between Margot's short fill and Hampstead's, that was just over 6 seconds of difference there. So your 8.8 is quickly going to shrink, and who knows what could happen from there with a bit of traffic, maybe, you never know. And another 7 dead, so he's being ultra consistent with these laps as well.
Down last lap, they responded with a 6.9. Barron and Chris Stone, these guys are starting to close up. Barron's last lap, actually a very, very good lap. He did a 9.7 compared to Stone's
Safety
11.
car.
Oh, safety car.
Safety car on track.
Here we go.
What's
It's
caused
on.
this?
Dean O'Brien's massive damage in the pits. Here we go. What's caused this? I'm sure we'll hear. Wow. Here we go. Pit stops now. This could help Scott Uren. He could actually lead this race if he can get around fast enough. Hearing a kangaroo on the track, maybe? Wow, this has changed everything.
Yeah, he's got massive crash damage on the front, but he's been going around for at least
Yeah,
an
looks
entire lap
he's-
like that.
Looks like he's okay. It might have actually been like that for a while, so maybe it's not that, but man to watch with this safety car coming out is Scott Uren. He needs to do the quickest lap he has ever done. Of course, the pits will actually be closed, so he will actually lead this race. All the guys will come in under yellow.
Fantastic strategy move by Scott Uren. He played a bit of a reverse strategy, take care of his short stop first, but
Now, this will
here in
actually
some
help
trouble with
him.
Michael Fabian. Michael Fabian, I think, has got a problem with his car. If I heard correctly, he can't get out of second gear. Right, yeah, if you have a look at Michael Fabian, he's having
struggling.
dramas.
Yep, he can't. Something's happened to his car. His shifter's got some sort of damage. He might actually have to pull over.
Well, he won't be able to do that because these guys are not permitted to overtake under the safety car, so
He might just have
there's
to
going
pull
to be a
straight
bit
in.
of a stack up behind him.
Yeah,
there's
and
nothing
this could
really
hurt
we
a
can
couple
do
of
about
guys
it.
because the safety car's going to be a long way ahead.
Scott
He's-
Uren's going to be one of them. Scott Uren's going to be
Oh,
caught up in
no.
this, I think. He's just coming onto the back of this train now.
The Down's actually coming down Mountain Straight, doing about 90 k's an hour, so the guys should catch up. When they got field bunches up, the pit lane will open, so it's NASCAR style rules. Wow.
Well, yeah, we've got Madison Down and Hampstead are now behind the safety car. Muggleton coming up to join them now. Emerson, Day and Ford are clear, but then we've got Fabian, who's obviously having troubles with his car. Nearly into the fence there. Now, Marty Atkins has chosen to make a pit stop. Even though the pits are closed, he's had to make a pit stop as he's nearly run out of fuel.
Yep, a couple of guys might be in the same situation. Fingers crossed we'll hear from race control as to what the cause of this yellow flag is, but we're hearing it could be a NASCAR to around the track. Rumours are circulating anyway. freaking Fabian's car down the straight, just pinging on the limiter in second gear.
Gotta be
Brilliant.
careful he doesn't nearly blow it up. But that's now stacked up. Yeah, all the way back to Matthew Barron.
Yeah, I think Fabian will go straight in. No, he's going to continue on. Oh, this is going to hurt some of these guys there.
Well, with that,
It's still
yeah.
close, so we'll get another lap
Okay.
around.
I suppose with that there. Well, the safety car and Madison down. They're currently making their way towards Skyline now. So they're about half a lap ahead.
Nope.
Well, this is definitely going to change things. We're now on lap 45 of 61. Going to have a couple of laps of safety car here.
The pace car driving through the wall, that's always helpful. But I don't
Wow.
think those guys there, the Fabian group, well, they're slowly starting to catch, but
Still, it's I know with the safety car rules it might not make a big difference, but he's still got 46 seconds that he has to make up towards Ian Ford, who is rounding Forest Elbow now. I've got a lot of respect for Michael Fabian and his ability as a competitor, but he probably shouldn't be holding these guys up like he is.
yeah, Tobias Cerny at the back there, actually dropping a bit of time. Tobias could actually be running very low on fuel as well.
Yeah, I'm pitting too.
It seems like we're going to have a couple of drivers that absolutely have to make a pit stop right now. The pits will be open this lap, but you've got some guys talking about nearly running out of fuel.
Also, the race admins are also discussing whether they, amongst themselves, whether they will clear black flags for guys that had no choice but to pit under closed pits. But by the end of Conrod, we might see those guys actually almost have caught up, but it's going to... Yeah, they've actually cleared Muddy Atkins' black flag for pitting under closed pits. But have a look at all these guys into the lane. Yeah, these guys have to be really careful. They can't pass the guy ahead. They can't pass the safety car. And it's a really tough pits. And they've also got to watch the guys on track that they don't overlap. Because either way, they can get black flags being NASCAR rules. But here we go. They're in the lane.
We've got... And Michael Fabian finally able to pull into this with
Now,
a
Scott
lot of
Urent's
cars
really got to be
following.
careful here. Scott Urent cannot pass any guys. Hopefully his teammates are telling him he needs to cross the start-finish line at the same position that he was before. And off he goes.
Hey, I'll tell you who we should be watching right now is Richard Hampstead and Madison Down. Because
Yeah, Hampstead can short
Hampstead's
fill
going to have a
here.
short fill and he may jump down in the pits. He's out.
Here we go, down, side by side.
Race up
Down's
into
got
that
too much
bad
wheel
contact
spin.
there.
Down got too much wheel spin. Hampstead's gone.
Wow.
So the race will now be Scott Uren, Richard Hampstead, Madison Down, Josh Muggleton.
Now,
No,
hold on. Down is passing
Down's gone
Hampstead
past.
up Mountain Straight, so
Down's
it'd be
coming
interesting
out of
to see
the
where that
effective
timing
pits.
lane is.
Yeah, where the timing loop is. Down's obviously got the spot. Wow.
I think that what's helped Madison Down out there is having that first pit stall. He's just been
Yep.
able to stick it in gear and out he goes.
Have another look at the race recall replay. You can actually see the green cone is right where Madison leaves the lane. So chuck her in first, drive a couple of mil and you're over the line. And that was lucky enough because Hampstead got a way better jump out of the lane. But race leader in this race is Scott Uren.
Now, what is going to be interesting is how the field, how race control manages the rest of the field at the moment, because the first car behind the pace car is Jason Black, who's currently
He'll
in
get a wave around?
P31. They are going to wave cars around.
Now, Michael Fabian is out of the race with a damaged gearbox. So, unlucky for Michael Fabian, who's having a great race, great battle with Lee Day there. So, heartbreaking place this mountain, just like in real life. No, he's back out on track.
It's unfortunate. He was having a fantastic run, but I am of the opinion if you're having dramas like that, you should be doing your best to stay out of the way of everybody else.
Maybe has had some sort of gear shifter issue. Could be
I'm
something
thinking
as
that it
silly
has
as
to be something with his equipment.
yeah, something as silly as a gear shifter's actually fallen on the floor and no time to go and grab it.
Oh, it can happen,
But
can't it?
It can happen,
he's
it
back
does
out
happen,
there.
it has happened with me.
Still
He's
on
back
the
out
lead
there,
lap.
good to see.
So yeah, he's currently P18, last car on the lead lap, so he's still going to be able to move up through the field. So that'll be an interesting thing to follow. But let's see, where are we now? Lap 46 of 61. Interesting to see when the pace car is going to win. Right,
Pace car lights are
off
out.
on the safety car, so that tells us we're going to be going green this time, but that also means that there's not going to be a wave around. You're going to have
No.
Scott Uren, our race leader, starting with, let me try and count here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cars in front.
And then there's a big gap, well sorry, not a big gap, there's only 2 cars between he down and Hampstead, another car, and then it's Muggleton.
Wow.
let you go into one, mate.
This here is going to make things very interesting. It's probably going to be a bit chaotic because you're going to have drivers going everywhere. You'll have the lead lap cars trying to capitalise on all of this traffic, trying to make passes that they wouldn't normally get an opportunity to make. You'll have the guys that are a lap down trying to stay out of everybody's way, still continue on without any dramas. This is going to be an intense restart. What a turn this race has made.
16 to go when they cross the line. Scott Uren will be the race leader. Pace
Safety
car's
car
in. Yep. So it's Jason Black who is first car on the track with no wave arounds. Green flag is out.
He's got control of the field. And we're back racing at Mount Panorama.
The Uren now leads from down Hampstead, Muggleton and Day. That is your top 5. Uren's got to be very, very careful, but he's got a good jump.
But Jason Black, who's pulled off to the side of the road at Mountain Straight, obviously just letting the rest of the field by.
Yeah, good move.
Uren's got a bit of a gap back to Madison Down, about a second and a half. He's managed to clear with that lap traffic, but Down has managed to clear the lap cars between him and Uren. Richard Hampstead has managed to follow through, as has Muggleton and Day.
Uren's managed to pull a spot. He's got about a 1.2 second gap. He has to work through this traffic very, very quickly. And he's in the wrong spot to do it. We've got cars hitting the wall. May have been Uren actually hitting the wall there at the cutting.
I think it was the car in front because you'll see, yeah, Michael Manley, his car is all over the place. He flipped the wall, just exited the cutting and definitely upset the car a little bit.
Yep.
Yeah, he's not going to be able to find a way past.
Oh, he's moved out of the way.
Yeah, very nice.
Good move. This is
It's going to
crazy.
be difficult for Uren to make his way through the traffic on the top of the mountain. There's now no cars separating Madison Down and Scott Uren, so these 3 cars are the 3 cars fighting for the lead of the race, but there's still a couple of guys in front to make it interesting for them.
I don't think these guys will make it that hard for the passes. Richard Hunter gets out of the way.
Yeah, the difficult thing though is trying to get past them at this section of the racetrack, because once you pass the cutting, that's it. There's no way past. Also hearing that Chris Stone has broken steering and is dropping out of the race.
Yep, hit the wall at Hell Corner and straight ahead at Hell Corner. Not a spot you want to go straight ahead, but the wrong way even to go into town at Bathurst.
Okay, so first flying lap complete. Scott Uren still leads, Madison Down running second, Richard Hampstead third. Not much of a gap between them, only 3/10 from Uren to Down and a further half a second back to Richard Hampstead.
Will teammates work together here? Phil Self, newest member of the Team ANZ team with Scott Uren. These guys starting this season. Oh yeah, 3 wide, no! It's out of the way.
Sorry to jump in, guys, but there's been a massive accident right before, Murray's.
Yep, Dave Oliver involved, I think. Yeah, a lot of cars involved. We'll see if we can get a race recall replay coming out of the chase. Barry
Well, there's
Brown,
at least 4 smoking cars in pit lane.
Dave Oliver, Matthew Barron. There's a little bit of contact between.
Dave Oliver and Barry Brown.
Yeah, massive
Brown's gone for the
accident.
move.
That's
Oliver.
huge. I count at least 5 cars that were involved. All good cars, all going to be out of this race.
Yep.
It looked like there was a bit of door-to-door banging after the chase, and they continued on with it. One went into the fence, back out in front of the racetrack and in front of traffic. Day done for a number of cars. Back at the front though, Scott Uran, it actually seems like he's built a little bit of a gap over the top of the mountain. There's now 7/10 back to Madison down. Richard Hampstead still hanging on in third, but Madison down hasn't closed up perhaps as much as we would have expected him to. Guys, I found out why, sorry to interrupt, why Madison Down lost so much ground there, because he was actually side by side coming out of the cutting earlier in the lap. And with Scott Uran, Richard Hampstead was unable to get side by side, and they ran too wide for longer than you should here at Bathurst. If
Now
we can bring that up on the screen, that's an awesome bit of picture we need to see.
3 tenths now in at the front. First 3 guys separated by a second. We have 13 laps to go. Love these onboard shots here at Bathurst.
These have got to be the most intense laps that Scott Uran has ever driven. He's going to be fighting hard for the race win. He's going to be hoping that Richard Hampstead is going to be able to get up on them. Going to be cheering hard for Hammer to come in and put the pressure on. But keep it out of the wall, drive it straight, and try and keep that Falcon behind.
Argo's had a little bit of trouble getting through the field. He's dropped off from these guys, so it's really a 3-car battle for the lead now. Muggleton's dropped 4 seconds behind.
Also, I think winners and losers and all that traffic on Emerson did drop a spot back from where he was running, currently in 6th. James Stevenson in the Castrol car has moved up to 7th. But back at the front, it's just getting tighter, isn't it?
This is unbelievable now.
Uran down, Hampstead. Conrock straight down into the chase. Jeez,
One word to describe this right
Wow.
now. Epic. He comes down. He's going to
he
have a
pokes the
dive.
nose out.
Late on the brakes. Oh, contact.
Contact with the leaders.
And Hampstead now will
Richard
try and get
Hampstead
the
looking
move
to
done.
capitalise. He's got a fantastic run out of the chase. Runs side by side with Madison Down, who's on the wrong side of the road. They're going to go door handle to door handle into the corner.
Oh,
Hampstead sideways on the brakes. Tucks back into second position. So Madison Down to the lead. Richard Hampstead to second. Scott Uran lost 2 positions in that one move. And back up down straight we go for another lap, boys.
Just while that was going on, a lap before, I just heard word Josh Muggleton's actually hit the wall at the grate.
Wow.
And, yeah, bent the right front.
Here comes Hampstead again. No. Thinks about it.
He's definitely putting the pressure on. Down looked maybe a touch wide at Griffin's there. Tell you what, Hampstead looks racy, doesn't he? He's not going to be content to settle for second. He wants this race to win. He's driving so hard for it. Gets a little bit sideways out of the cutting. Jeez, how close to the wall do you want it?
I love how sideways they are there. Down's made a mistake. Hampstead's hit the wall. This is definitely not over.
By any stretch. Whoa, big moment under brakes for Richard Hampstead. turns into Forest Elbow. Muggleton's pace seems to have picked up. He's getting a little bit closer to these first three, but the fight really is for the lead right now. Hampstead trying to get a draft down Conron Straight, heading down into the chase once more. You can see that draft and how much of a difference it makes.
We knew this was going to be brilliant, our first race at Bathurst, and it's lived up to every expectation we've had since we announced that we were getting this track 12 months ago.
It's all on in the back of the pack. Matthew Barron, who's in 10th, just had a wild moment with Simon Black locking it up, all 4 tyres going through the elbow there, boys. So it is on back here.
And Tony Aldridge just ahead of Barron. Vice Zerny as well there, and Ford as well. Guys are on back there. Can't keep it off the front. Down now 0.3 of a second over Richard Hampstead, about a second behind Scott Uran.
Matching lap times. Once this lap's completed, there will be 10 laps to go at the line, but the last time round it was a 27.13 for Down, 27.18 for Hampstead. Nothing in it.
Not far behind, guys. Battling for 5th and 6th. Lee Day, Sean Emerson, their nose to tail as well. It's on all over the track. Hampstead, very close.
Back up the front, we can't look away from this for too long because they're all over each other. You can see different lines been taken. Down, taking the grass.
Oh, he's kept it.
Wow, how did he manage to hang on to that one?
Oh,
We've seen cars
wow.
with just dropping 2 wheels off like he did there. Oh.
Just when we thought he could never make a mistake, we said before how methodical he is, and he's driving his Hampstead a bit of a moment at his dropping time. This is amazing. We were 10 to go at the line.
The other thing that's awesome to watch is the guys just at the back of the shot, Scott Uran and Josh Muggleton. Every now and then you see them in the back of shot, and they're driving as hard as anything. We saw Muggleton getting sideways out of the elbow that time, so they're pushing hard as you want it.
Yeah, Emerson and Day, he's got to run.
Oh, there's a moment,
Up the
boys.
inside. He gets the move done on Lee Day. Big moment back in the pack. By Leach.
Looks like Guy Leach is limping down Conrod Straight. He's looped it at
And
the elbow,
Ford as
not
well.
the first person to do that.
And Ford involved there as well. Unlucky for Ian, he's been...
Leach
very
just
good job.
understeered
Oh,
straight out
yeah.
into the outside wall. Back into the path of Ian Ford, trying to make it through all the lap cars.
Unlucky. Will happen at this track though. We're just hearing under investigation. Car 03, car 77. Incident at the chase is under investigation from race control. Wow. Now Aldridge and Barron were saying before these guys are on. This is 9th and 10th. And Barron's got a good run. He's got a lot of pace.
Matthew Barron with the straighter car too.
Yeah, Aldridge got massive damage to the front right. Barron's car looks almost brand
It's one
new.
of the few cars that doesn't look like it's got any sort of panel damage. We've seen cars with damage to the front, to the bonnet, to the rear, to the roof even.
Oh, Aldridge just had a big moment. Sorry, because we just leave that.
Back up the front though. Gap's opened up to about 0.8 of a second down to Hampstead.
There's a penalty between Down and Uran. Hampstead will have a fairly surmountable lead.
Yeah, well, just thinking back to that incident, it was a door handle to door handle contact, so it will be actually as I speak, it's the
Car
message has been given.
77 to redress position with car 03. Wow.
That's a massive, massive call. I was just about to say that it'll be interesting to see what race control thinks of that door-to-door contact, because I thought it was just hard racing, but obviously race control thinks different. They're the guys that are in control of this. It's their word that goes, and so that now puts Richard Hampstead to the lead of this motor race.
9 to go. He'll have to do it pretty quickly. I think...
Does he even? I don't think he's been told he's got to get back behind your
he would have seen
They're
drop
telling
the
him
left
now,
hand
he's
set
dropping
through
back
his slowing down. He'll be told, don't worry, and there'll be some not happy words said over there. I can tell now. So Richard Hampstead now leads this race. He'll have about a 2.5 lead after Down manages to redress.
Obviously, what Madison Down will be
Whoa,
trying to
you
do.
ran,
Whoa,
big
what was
moment.
that? You ran off.
Oh,
Now, how are they going to manage this? Because if Uren can't keep pace, we can't expect Madison Down to drop all that
yeah,
way
that's
back.
right. Oh, let's see what happens.
It looks
He's
like he's
gone
going
back
to
to
have
about
to,
the
though.
time. He's gone back down to about the time. Uren's really
He's still
struggling.
struggling.
Muggleton looking to take advantage, and Down's just slowed it coming down Conrad. So Uren will get the position back into the chase, and then it'll be
Muggos.
on again.
At this point, Muggo's going to go past as well.
No, I think Muggo's going to tuck in behind. He's going to do the sporting thing. So there we go. Position redressed.
And how long is it going to take, you think, to get past once again?
Murray's, he'll try. You don't very often see Madison Down in one of these moves, but I'll tell you what, you wouldn't want to be anywhere near him right now.
So that's the position redressed, and we can get back to racing. 8 laps to go. Richard Hampstead leads.
Unbelievable.
Position 2, the teammates Down and Muggleton 3 and 4. So it's not over yet by a long stretch, guys. 2.3 seconds is the gap from Hampstead to Uren. Nothing in it between Uren and Down. Muggleton, what's he got for us? Reigning champion doesn't seem to have had as much pace over the last couple of laps, but he's right at the thick of it now.
Damage to that right front suspension not helping. Scott Uren will actually be trying to make his car the most widest it's been all race.
Now we'll try and just get a good run out of the elbow, and probably wasn't close enough at the chase. We'll try and get it. Oh, you ran a big moment.
Well, looking out of the front of Madison's car, you can see that Scott Uren is clearly struggling with the rear of his car. He may have burnt up the tyres a bit whilst he was trying to stay in front of these leaders, and now he's paying the price. He's just got no drive out of the corners.
Here we go, Madison getting the run, and he's got a good route and run, good exit. The Down might be close enough here at the chase this time to give it another go. Hampstead's coming up the traffic, so he doesn't want to catch that at the wrong spot, especially with damaged cars out on track too. He will be close enough to get a drive here Down.
He's stuck with those side by side. This is nearly a carbon copy of what happened a couple of laps ago, which led to the penalty. But they manage it a little bit cleaner this time. Down still all over the back of the Fiat Supercar fan group Falcon.
Uren's going to make him do it
on the road, but
yeah, he's going to make him do it the long way.
Over under here to get a run into Hell Corner. He's got an overlap. All he needs to get the move done here. And
Uren's hold me, taking a tight line, but whoa, big slide, big slide.
Down, big slide. And here comes Muggleton.
We're seeing some driving up out straight, but Uren's going to hold on to the position.
Contact.
Contact! And that's Madison down in the wall.
And Muggleton will take advantage around the outside. Oh!
Wow, that's
Lights
nearly a
on.
Murphy Ambrose.
Oh, Mogo all crossed up. 7 to go.
Look at Madison Downs' car moving everywhere in the back there. Hampstead has opened the gap out to 4 seconds. He's loving this, what he's seeing in the mirrors.
This is unbelievable. Hampstead now is out to a 4.2 second lead. You ran really aggressive, and I may have got a penalty.
Side by side.
Side by side.
Down, they're all over each other. As it stands at the moment, the guy leading this 3-car train has got the oldest tyres, has probably put the most wear on those tyres as well. And you've got 2 very hungry KTR Falcons all over the back of that V8 Supercar fan group car.
Here we go. Muggleton close enough.
Margo pulled out.
Down pulls out as well. Oh, this is going to be mayhem.
Down's going to try and go through at the same time.
Oh.
Whoa! 3 into 1 doesn't go. Down going to try and take 2 in one corner. Margo shuts the door.
Has to
Red loses 2 positions in the one move down at the chase.
Great bit of
reigning
teamwork there
champion.
from Muggleton and Down. This is brilliant to watch. 6 to go.
Now, whilst all that was happening, Richard Hampstead again extending the gap. It's now out to 5.8 seconds. His previous lap was over 2 seconds faster.
Right on cue. Hampstead having internet issues. Here we go. This race definitely isn't over. Going with this battle pack, we now that we've got a bit of a breather. Daniel Daliak starting to get attacked from Tony Autridge. Matthew Barron still there, hunting down Autridge and Tobias Zerny as well. Also, they're in 11th position. This is for the last spot in the top 10. This is 8th, 9th, 10th, and 11. These guys want to make sure they're in this top 10.
Big Musanji, he's moved up 30 positions since the start of this race.
Yeah, bring
that
it.
78 car started in 38th position, currently running position 8.
Have a quick look at the gains and losses while we're talking about that. So you can see 30 position gain for Sanjin, 12 position gain for Matthew Barron, Barry Brown 32 gain, Simon Black a gain of 16, Carl May a gain of 14, and Henry King a gain of 11. Over the page, Tadler 19 gain, Manley 16, Black 23, Dylan Shepherd 15. A few big losses there. Fabian, of course, now out of the race, loss of 25 positions. Unlucky for him tonight. We still have 26 cars running on track out of the 47 starters.
Yes, currently only 12 cars on the lead lap at the moment. There were a few more, except for there would have been more were it not for that massive accident out of the chase a couple of laps ago.
4 to go. Get your breath, mate. We're going to need it.
Yeah, this fight for second is not over yet. TTR teammates ranked 2nd and 3rd. Muggleton has it. Madison Down wants it. Half a second between them. I think Scott Uren, his tyres are gone.
Here comes
Matthew
Barron.
Barron.
Yeah,
he is past
good move.
Aldridge.
And by 30, new teammate Marlon McMullen side by side down front straight.
Marlon McMullen side by side with Tobias. Marlon's actually trying to get a wriggle on because he's fighting Marty Atkins. It's putting it up the inside of him and Griffin. McMullen and Atkins are actually fighting for 15th and 16th on the road. So. Simon Black and Carlin Mayo just right behind them, so
something's happened with Down. He's lost a bit of time from Muggleton. Really struggling to turn the car, almost scrapes the wall coming out of Forest Elbow.
He's got damage to the right-hand front there.
Yeah, right front's hit the wall, so he's made contact somewhere in that last lap because he's losing time and a lot of it. The gap between first and second is actually dropping a little. It's down from just under 6 seconds now down to 5.7 live timing. Four to go now.
Guys, big battle. James Stevenson, Lee Day. They were side by side in the chase there a second ago.
Yeah, Lee Day done a very, very good job to hold on. He's struggled with this car all race. It's been evident since lap 1 that he's really not 100% comfortable out there in this car. James Stevenson doing a really, really good job. Made a bit of a joke last night about that car coming from last to first. Well, he's done a pretty good job.
Madison down inside at Skyline, just clipping it, trying to maximise the line through there. And has grazed that right front, so enough to bend that steering rod on it. Steering arm will have a bit of a tweak in that, so that's going to hassle him at every turn now.
And someone else who's going to be hassling is Scott Uren on Madison down. It's not just the steering that'll be bothering him.
Down again.
Well, Uren's sideways. These guys are just... they've gone past the limit.
Oh, Madison. Rear's going out there.
Down Conrod straight, 4 more times to go for Richard Hampstead. He now has a 5.5 second gap back for 16th, 17th, 18th on track. Lap down, Carwin May, Henry King, Simon Black. But he's got damage in front of that car.
May had actually just got past Simon Black, so...
May have actually had a slowdown penalty from earlier in the lap, and he's just used there to slow it down and give that spot back. But 3 to go at the line. Matthew Barron's really on the move. Here he comes having a look up the inside of Sanjay Daliak. Doesn't do it. Barron's doing a really good job. He wasn't overly happy after qualifying. I do take back what I said before. I did call him for attention whore, even though he is. We still love him. Love you, Squizzer.
Oh, here he comes.
He goes.
Massive look there, but he thought better of it.
A lot of attitude coming from that car.
Yeah. He's keen to make another position.
Ian Ford just holding on the inside for him.
Barron thought about it. He had the look, but had to pull out of it. And this will continue on for at least another lap of the race.
Josh Muggleton's actually eking away at Hampstead's lead here.
Yeah, a few more laps. There'll be 2 to go at the line for Hampstead. And I mean, this track is just so tough. There's always something that can happen here, so it's definitely not over yet. But 2 to go.
I think you got it on
the lap times at the line.
Mountain itself claimed a lot of victims this race.
We love the mountain.
Fantastic race, still not over yet. 2 laps to go.
This has been a new round. Share last night's video with people as well, because last night was amazing. This has been more than we could expect. It's been a fantastic night. Make sure you still go and pick up your morning coffee in the morning. Go to donate.v8online.com.au and donate a couple of dollars. Here comes Barron up Mountain Straight. Do it around the outside. Gonna have to do it the hard way. Can be done though.
Oh, this is gonna be nice. Partridge capitalises, moves into 9. Stanchion holds onto that 8 at the back of the pack as well.
And Sanjin lost a lot of drive out of the cutting there.
I don't know what that was. Look at Matty Barron there on the down towards the dipper. Just fighting for grip on the exit. Now down to Forest Elbow once more.
Final lap. 60 down, 1 to go.
Ross is the way. Oh, this is messy. Orchard is going to have to go the hard way around the outside. He might try and stick the car up. No, he won't be able to.
But they make contact!
Whoa. Hold on. Orchard gets
Great
the job
work
done,
by
and he
Sanjin.
goes
Oh, no.
Barron.
Wow, Orchard is 8th position now. Matty Barron follows him through. Sanjin drops a 10. Tobias Cerny trying to follow once more. But I wonder if Orchard's car is going to be alright. He's got a bit of damage from that contact. Either way, he's only got 1 lap left to run. Barron taking a look. 1 lap left to run. Back to the front. Richard Hampstead. He's got just Conrod Straight and the chase left to run now through Forest Elbow for the final time.
Oh,
Sanji's hit the
he's
fence coming out of Griffin's Bend. It's just gone straight ahead on him. But
Sanjin.
Richard Hampstead will come into the Caltex chase for the final time. Around turn 22, coming up to Murray. Wait for the next time. Richard Hampstead will win Racer Champion 6 at Mount Panorama Bathurst. A battle to the end.
Well, he makes the pass into the chase, but a big slide. Matty Barry going to be in intense pressure from Tony Orchard. They run side by side now down towards Murray's corner.
Great battle again. That was brilliant.
Wow.
Thumbs up, guys. Great
and
work.
unfortunately for Lee Day, slipping through. He's
Yeah, he was up in 6th, and that's unlucky for him. He'll finish
the
in
rear
10th.
the rear of the car just stepped out. I think maybe even James Stevenson might have had something to do with that, but
Pushing the car across the line. But wow, what a fantastic race, guys. Congratulations to Richard.
It's going to be an awkward commentary box, I think.
But this sort of excitement, this sort of drama, it's what we expect from Mount Panorama. It's what we expect 380 kilometres. And it was exciting the whole way home.
Can we do it again?
Oh, let's. Yeah.
Start up the next race now. Reverse grid. Let's go.
Wouldn't that be something?
Oh, director is ready.
Now, everything that we run through here will be provisional, of course.
Cheers, Jay. Really happy with that. Wasn't really expecting that after quali, but yeah, I really I sort of gambled towards there being a safety car towards the end there with my strategy, and I almost jumped Madison. So I'm over the moon.
This is your first Race of Champions win.
Yep.
Well done, mate. Congratulations.
Just makes it even better. So cheers, guys.
And also, of course, the first win for a V8's Online V8 Supercar broadcast at Mount Panorama. Geez, you've got to be happy about that, Richard.
Yeah, like when you race, it's such a hard track. I clipped the wall at the top of the hill in my first stint, and I think I just got away without giving it too much damage. But yeah, it's the mountain. It's really, really difficult, but such a great track, and I'm just really glad to have won here.
Congratulations, mate. Well done. Thoroughly deserved. Very, very good drive and great strategy as well.
Yeah, I was doing a lot of fuel saving in the first 2 stints, and after that I got the go-ahead to go all flat out. So it was flat out from about there and trying to chase down Madison, and that caution came out at just the right time for me. So yeah, everything sort of fell into my hands tonight. So yeah, really happy.
Yeah, interesting question on fuel. 18 laps. How much did you have left at the end of that 18-lap stint?
Less than half a litre, like really nothing at all.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good to know. We'll go to Scott Uren next. Scotty, 4th at the end, but another interesting strategy for you with taking those short stops during the middle of the race.
Yeah, it was kind of interesting. It was sort of strategy on the fly, really, because it was brought on by my mistake in the first part of the race where I hit the wall and damaged all the entire car. So yeah, that didn't help. But yeah, we didn't really have a solid strategy going into the race, so it was on the fly, and big help with the guys behind the scenes to keep us all on track with that, and it was really good stuff.
First race at Bathurst, mate. How good was it?
Oh, well, it's Bathurst, you know. It's a freaking awesome place. Close fighting, especially with the track being so tight, there's not much room. So you're either going to have incidents or you're going to have people bunched up behind each other, and that's what we had tonight, I believe.
Oh, well done, mate. Good, solid fourth position, and good luck with the new team for the rest of the season, or for next season, mate.
Cheers, Jay. Sounds like it was a great race for you guys too.
Yeah, it was good fun, mate. I've lost my voice. Not a bad thing. You'll go to Muggo next. Muggo P2.
Yeah, P2.
Happy, mate? Happy with that?
Oh, yeah, happy enough. Before that safety car, I'd hit the wall after my quick toe, so steering was a bit damaged, and was just happy to consolidate third. And then, yeah, the safety car came out. Not sure why, if there was an accident or whatever, but yeah, then stuffed up the pit stop a bit. And there was all that drama which you guys would have seen. So yeah, pushed hard at the end in case Hammer was saving fuel. But yeah, drove the tyres off it, so it died in the last couple of laps there. But yeah, no, first race at Bathurst, can't be too upset with the podium.
How tough was the setup to get used to, mate?
Oh, it wasn't too bad. It was, I think it was a little bit low. You get random bottom out, and it would chuck you one way or the other, especially through the Dipper and over Silman Park. But apart from that, it was all right. I actually liked it towards the end. I was had good pace on light fuel and worn tyres at the end, so I liked it then. Middle of the stint, I got a bit slippery for me, but you just have to cool the tyres off a bit, and it comes back to you. So yeah, not too bad.
Oh, well done, mate. Thoroughly enjoyable to watch tonight, mate. P2, congratulations.
Cheers.
Madison Downs just joined us. P3 tonight, man. Not the position you wanted, mate, but still a great race to watch.
Yeah, obviously, the back end of that race for me wasn't ideal after that safety car. So, yeah, pretty disappointed, really. Pole position and had good pace, good strategy, I think, for the race. But, yeah, got caught out by the safety car there. So, no, but well done to Hammer. He took advantage of it and managed to grab the win. So, awesome job to grab the win, Hammer.
How close was that on the run out of pit road, Mad? You worried that you had actually lost that spot?
I pretty much thought I was going to lose 6 or 7 spots because I knew that my fuel strategy was a lot different to everybody else's. I was running every single lap in that race like a qualifying lap, which meant I was using a lot more fuel. And I knew that I needed that advantage for that final stop. But yeah, I was really happy to actually not lose the spot to Hammer or anyone else for that matter because I thought I was going to drop 6 or 7.
Great race tonight, mate. Unlucky in that last stint, but thoroughly enjoyed to watch you drive it, mate.
Thanks, Jay.
Go to James Stevenson next. James, great drive, mate. Great to watch that car going around on track.
Oh yeah, it was a little bit of a slow start to the race, but my pit strategy was going to work really, really well until my teammate Michael Fabian got stuck in second gear, which meant we didn't quite catch up to the safety car, but it still got me up to 7th pretty much straight after the restart, and then it was just on with Lee at the end there, but it wasn't quite the finish I was looking for with making contact.
Yeah, a little bit of an unfortunate end, but you guys had a great battle pretty much throughout the whole race. You seem to find yourselves in a battle throughout the race.
Not really. Lee was about
not
5
Lee.
spots ahead of me.
Yeah,
the whole race.
Sorry. My mistake. But who were you battling? Oh, Tony and... No, I've lost my train of thought. My brain's gone. You guys have worn us out. That's all I'm going to say.
Tony Aldridge and I were going at it at the start there.
Yeah, that's right. Leo's ditched me. He's gone to get a drink. He can't keep up either. Leo's worn out. Des is worn out. Seb's worn out. So, sorry guys, we're absolutely spent after this one. Thanks, James. Though, great race to watch, mate. And you're keeping that livery on.
Yeah, thanks guys for putting it on.
You keeping that livery?
Yeah, I've always raced with this livery. I just don't normally race V8 supercars.
That's probably why we haven't seen it very often, because we did love it. Yeah, we'll go to Michael Fabian next. Fabs, what happened, mate?
Turn 2. Broke a little bit late, ran into the wall for the first one. Lost about 10 seconds, limping back to the pits. And then a little bit later, my shifter died. I was stuck in second gear. That was just as the safety car was coming out. And then, yeah, I did my buttons and came out, and I think I crashed again. Yeah, got involved in a big pile-up.
Not the result you obviously wanted at the end, but fantastic race to be a part of, I guess.
Yeah, big thanks for putting that on. It was pretty awesome to be part of, for sure. Definitely do it another time.
We definitely will. We'll go to Dave Oliver next. Dave, race for you, mate.
Yeah, it was. I think I started about 25th-ish, and yeah, just try to keep it consistent. Just run, mid nines. Just try to keep it off the wall. Had a little run in with Gizzy at Forest Elbow. He was coming up fairly quick, and I've gone, get me on the straight, and he still dived me down into Forest Elbow, and nearly pit maneuvered himself off me. So that was pretty interesting. Had a bit of damage off that, but was able just to fix that up during the first pit stop, and just kept it nice and smooth until that the safety car dived in, and then I think it was the first or second lap after, got caught up with Barry. Had a good run on him down the straight, and then coming out of the chase, it had a bit of a Tandabrati moment. So he's kind of just given me a tap, which just kind of chucked my car sideways, and then as I caught it, it's tapped him again, which pushed him off track, and then as he's come back on, he's pit maneuvered me and hit the back of my car, which has pushed me into the fence, and then had a nice 10-pin bowling moment where I think 8-10 cars got involved. So
we did see that on the broadcast. It was a very interesting moment. So when you get a chance to have a look back at that, it was quite spectacular. But before that, you were having a pretty good run before that, mate.
Yeah, I was. I was running the strategy of I just evened out the fuel, so I think I was just filling up about 60 each time. So just instead of getting like a real short fill done, I'll just progressively pick up that time over the 3 pit stops. So, and that was working well. But anyway, it was a good race, and I was going nice. I think I only had about 4 incidents and up until that point of the safety car. So.
Oh, well done, mate. Good job. Now we'll go to Matthew Barron, ex-Squizzer. Well done, mate. P7. Congratulations, mate.
Oh, I'm pretty happy with that. I managed to hit the wall on lap 12, so that flipped my pit strategy around. So I did the short stint first, and then just went from there. Managed before that safety car, I think I was 11th, and then obviously it went downhill from there, and then I managed to pass a few cars at the end there. Had a pretty awesome battle there with Tobias, Tony Autridge, and Sanjin. I think Sanjin was saving a lot of fuel going into the chase, so made it interesting on the draft, because the first lap I followed him. I didn't expect him to lift so early, and yeah, nearly ran into the back of him.
Obviously, you're going to be quite a busy man. You're going to make a run in the V8 next season?
Maybe, but probably not, because I still don't like it.
But we will probably see in the Pro GT, I guess.
Definitely. I'm still undecided in that series whether I want to go the HPD or the Corvette, so we'll see what happens.
Well done, mate. Great drive tonight. We'll go to Tobias next. Tobias, top 10 for you, mate. Well done.
Yeah, hello, guys. Awesome result from me. I did not expect that. And as Dave just explained his accident in lap 47, that was a millimeter decision. I was just the last car that made it through, and then the track was blocked behind me. And it was really scary because this car was flying around on my screen, and I just made it below him. Yeah, beside that, very interesting race. I was able to not hit any walls up to that moment, or other cars. And I'm more than glad than finishing 9th position.
Congratulations, mate. Now you're going to make a full run in the V8s next season?
Yeah, I will try. It looks like that I can make the main races on Monday. Otherwise, I will be there on Sunday main race. But at the moment, it's looking good that I'm there in every race.
Well done, mate. Great drive tonight. Congratulations. Go to Dylan Shepherd next. Dylan, probably not the result you wanted in the end, but a good drive, mate.
Yeah, it was a great race. Definitely had some decent race pace coming. Working my way through the field, and then had an unfortunate internet dropout. So yeah, that set me back a little bit.
Yeah, 4 laps down, but 25th position. You're happy with that overall?
I'm happy with it. Like I had an awesome, spotter and team backing me into it, but I know like I definitely had pace to get top 20, top 15, I think. But that internet dropped out really costed me. But it was a great race. Like I was just excited, and just the whole race was just keeping you on your feet, ready for it.
Oh, well done, mate. We might go to a couple of men that might have a few words to say. We'll go to Mike Koroloff next. Mike, great race overall. Well done in race admin. Well done for throwing that safety car. What actually caused that? Kangaroo?
Well, it's funny you should say that. We did get a call from a corner worker that there was one very close to the circuit, and that's eventually what brought it out.
We were wondering whether it was a kangaroo or whether it was a piece of car stuck on the track somewhere that we couldn't see. So, of course, we didn't want to show footage of a kangaroo dead on the track like we're not supposed to. So, yeah, we thought that was a good move.
Well, it was one of those things. It was a split decision call. So, yeah, it had to be made.
It definitely made it interesting. And congratulations also, Simon Black. Well done, mate. You two guys, and also Andrew as well. Great work running this event, and Marty Atkins as well. Sorry. Well done, guys. Thank you.
Thanks, mate.
Yeah, and thank you guys for doing the broadcast. It makes it that much more entertaining for everybody that can't race. And yeah, very great stuff. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
our pleasure.
Most enjoyed from our position as well. Thank you very much to the V8's online team.
Our pleasure. So we might wrap it up. Thanks heaps. Thanks, Leo, for jumping in, running out of work and coming in the comms box. Thanks, mate.
Oh, it was excellent. Well worth it. And where are we next week? We begin the season proper at Okayama.
Yep.
Can't wait for that.
Des, thanks also for helping with picture-in-picture. It didn't quite work as well as we'd hoped tonight, but thank you. And thanks for helping out in comms as well.
No, thanks, boys. Yeah, we've had a bit of technical dramas tonight. Some gremlins creeped into our circuits, so we'll get them sorted for next time. And picture-in-picture might even pop up in a few of these bigger Monday night late races. So, but thanks very much, Jay, and I hope you enjoy your break.
Yeah, looking forward. Retirement starts very, very soon. Thanks, Seb, for everything he does behind the scenes. I don't think people realise how much work Seb puts in behind the scenes. He puts in countless hours for not much reward. So big thanks to Seb. All you guys don't send your thanks to me, send them to Seb. But this is me signing off for the last time for quite a long time. So thanks to everyone over the past 2 years of supporting V8s Online. I will miss it, but I will still be around, and I might actually be able to do a race every now and again.
Right, thank you, Jay. And can I just once again plug the McGrath Foundation? I'll leave the page open for another week or so, so anyone who can make a donation, they do a great job and a very worthy cause. So if you've got a few bucks, please donate.
We'll also keep our link live at donate.vanceonline.com.au. Support the McGrath Foundation. You never know when you might need them. So congratulations to everyone tonight. Great drive. Well done to everyone. You have been watching Oceanic Sim Racing's Race of Champions, proudly presented by V8s Online, supporting the McGrath Foundation. Winner for the first ever V8 supercar race broadcasted by V8s Online at Mount Panorama Bathurst. Race of Champions 6 winner, Richard Hampstead.
It's a place where heroes are born and legends are created. Many will come to conquer it, but only one will tame it. This one person will be our champion. Their time is now. The mountain is calling.